Hey, what's up, everybody? It's your boy, Beautiful Crow, and we are here with the fifth episode of the DNAnime Podcast. Hope you guys are excited. It is me, your resident anime shonen dork. And we also got Vic Seal, fresh off of the flu, but he's entertaining here for you with some anime knowledge. Let's go. I hope you guys are ready. We got some fun topics for today. How are you doing today, Vic, outside of recovering?
I'm doing pretty good, all things considered. Everybody who's listening right now can probably hear that I'm a little congested, but for the most part, I am feeling fine. I took a cough drop, so I'm not even coughing that much anymore. And just bear with me for the rest of this episode. I don't think I sound too bad, but appreciate everybody for stopping on by and sticking with us through this episode. We have a lot to talk about. I am hoping that everybody enjoys their time here and get some enjoyment out of participating in the live sections as well.
There we go. So let's just hop directly into the first topic of discussion. Now, this is a topic that's kind of been on my mind recently, right? We're going to be talking about manga spoiler culture, right? This is something that I kind of feel like I've been introduced a little too more with getting involved with pretty much catching up a bunch of anime or manga that I've been enjoying. So honestly, it's One Piece and JJK. Those will be my points for today, right? So when I started reading Jujutsu Kaisen, Boruto is also in there as well. And there's a multifaceted discussion to this argument. I'll break it down for you really quick. So when I was reading JJK and I was really enjoying it, I caught up. I was like, oh man, Jujutsu Kaisen, amazing. Caught up with the manga, enjoying it so much. Everybody's going crazy. I'm not gonna say anything. I'm not gonna spoil anything. But I've been, as we talk about spoiler culture, I'm not gonna say nothing about JJK story-wise, but it's great. I've been enjoying it so much. Then, you start watching some YouTube videos about JJK, kind of like hearing what all the fans are talking about and what's going on. And then, on a wonderful random Wednesday evening, you see a video come out. JJK chapter spoilers. I'm like, oh, what's going on here? Just people talking about the most recent chapter? No, they talk about the chapter that's not out yet. A week in advance before it comes out. I'm like, what is going on? What do you mean spoilers out already? What's happening? And then I started digging into it, started looking into it, started seeing how they kind of like break everything down. Again, I was caught up in One Piece. I've been catching up with a lot of manga recently. And then I started seeing like there's this whole like online group that, they are predicated on talking about the most recent chapters or the most recent, happenings in manga through the spoilers. And it's this whole crazy setup. So essentially these, fans that are bilingual can translate from Japanese to English. They will get access to the copies of the mangas or the magazines that have the manga in them, whether it's the Jump manga or the Jump magazine or whatever magazine. They'll get scans early. They'll translate them, get like rough synopses of the most recent chapter, like a week, sometimes even a week plus before they even come out, and they immediately release them on Twitter. And then people start making YouTube videos and TikToks about them. And
you can't escape. It's everywhere.
You can't escape. Because you start watching anything about JJK, and I'm sure some of you guys have probably had to deal with this. You watch anything about JJK, you just love Nanami. You love Sukuna. You love Gojo. You just like, I just want to see some fun fan animations. Then you scroll one time, and then boom, new chapter screen, or it's like a screenshot of the new chapter page.
Panel that they can't, that will just like reveal the entire thing. Just like that's the thumbnail every time. It's the one panel that you can't see, and they're like, here it is.
So just like either you hide off the internet or you just got to get involved with spoilers because people are literally trying to get it as fast as possible out on the internet so they can get their views and their likes and their traction. So you kind of have to deal with the spoilers. And that's something that's been going on for a while in a bunch of different medias, but I want to talk about it in manga culture because one interesting element about this spoiler like culture is that depending on how you get your information or if you're staying close knit to the official release of the manga chapter, you're getting like a different experience. Because there's some people who only get the early like chapter synopsis from like the couple of panels that are out there translated and just getting their information of the manga from there. Then you got people who wait for like the full scanlations to come out, who are getting the full chapter translated by somebody who's a fan translator, which will be different from the official release. And then you wait like a week and the official release comes out, and then you have like the actual Viz Meter translator. They translate it, you get it out there. So it's like three different groups of people who are getting the most recent part of the story different ways. Translated probably totally different because translating Japanese to English is very difficult. There's a lot of nuances in the languages. So a lot of people have totally different like viewing experiences for a manga because the way that they're getting it. And I find that interesting, but it also is kind of rough because it does kind of divide the community. Can't really have a proper discussion because if you're talking to somebody, they may already know what's going to be happening in a future chapter that you don't even know about because you're waiting for the Shonen
And
Jump
then
app.
they stand there listening to you like,
Little do you know this character, this character about to blow up. They
little
gonna
do
turn
you
evil.
know.
Yeah, and I'm just like, and then you have to constantly be fearing if you're trying to like stay up to date with stuff, the right way. If a spoiler's
Many
gonna
times
pop
you've
out
been talking to
somewhere,
someone, they just go, "What, man? What is it?"
yeah. So it's just it could be very rough, and it's like such a huge thing. In the spoiler culture is just like, how do you really deal with it? I feel like that's a question that a lot of the businesses in Japan that are releasing these mangas to the world are trying to deal with because we just had it recently, where a lot of the people who do the spoiler scan translations literally got into legal trouble and are facing jail time because they just got caught. So what will pretty much happen is that the magazines will be sent out in advance, like convenies or grocery stores or wherever they sell the manga, bookstores or whatever. They sent out a week early so they can be ready to sell them when their time is ready. And if somebody was just they just grab one book from the back of a truck, or one of the people that are running the store, they just like, hey, I can just grab one of these and buy them early and then release so go back to my home, get my printer and scan them in, release them to everybody. And they just got. And it seemed like there's a wave like every year or so of people who do the fan translation that get caught up. They're facing like, legal repercussions for their actions. But then there's always somebody else who's willing to just snag a book off the back of a truck and release them. And we still got the
Yeah.
spoilers. And it's rough. It's rough to dodge them.
Yeah, I didn't actually run into that issue too much until specifically JJK.
Mm-hmm.
The moment, if you read the manga, you probably know which moment I'm talking about. But the moment, that shit was fucking everywhere. I have no JJK posts on my Twitter, and it showed up in my feed like 100 times. I was like, what? I thought it was fake. It showed up so much on so many pages. I was like, that's fake. It's gotta be. And then I got spoiled like a whole month in advance. I was like, what is this? This is like a new level of spoiler. And like I looked at, since I had already been spoiled, the little trending thing on the side for Twitter.
Yeah.
And like JJK, whatever chapter, spoiler
Whatever chapter number.
I went to it and I was like, oh my God, these guys are literally just like, man, fuck it. We ride, we ballin'. And like, not like most of them aren't even translated. They're like just raw versions of it. Sometimes they're already clean. Like they don't even have the raw version. It is just the pictures. And it's like, that's kind of assholes, right? You know that? Like, do you not realize what this is? The fact that you labeled it a spoiler, there's no like spoiler blocker on Twitter. It'll just full on show up as a picture. Otherwise I haven't really had too much of an issue. JJK was like by far the worst offender. Oh, I have one friend who like will not let me not be spoiled by Boruto. I did not.
Your eyes will see this.
I literally woke up and just saw that he sent me a picture, and I was like, okay. And I opened it up. It was like 7 in the morning, and it was like the last page of the upcoming chapter, and I was like, all right, thanks. And then I was just like, I had to wait.
How is he still your friend?
I had to wait 4 hours for the chapter to even come out. So I was like, okay. And then I got to the end and I was like, all right. And he does that every time. Boruto being a monthly one, he does that every time. And I'll be like, sometimes it's just like the day of, sometimes it's a week ahead. One time he sent me one and I wasn't even sure if it was real because the next chapter that came out wasn't that one. It was the one after it. And I was like,
what the fuck?
I was like, how did you get this? He's like, oh, it's on Twitter. And I'm like, why are you reading your manga off of Twitter?
Dude, that's insane. Like it's crazy how it's pretty much become like this weird black market business where people are making funds from it. like from making YouTube videos, from being able to
It's
sell
terrible. I
the
hate
panels and
it. I
everything
don't
early.
even
Like
mind
it's
spoilers that
insane.
much. Like
Yeah,
if you're like late to the chapter and someone mentions it and I'm like, "Oh, it's whatever." But like it's ridiculous. I shouldn't know about it a month in advance. Like that's
yeah.
not how that goes. So
Yeah, no, this is insane. It's just something that like just really piqued my interest because I feel it's been a while since I've been caught up on anything. Because I'm old and I don't have time. But I've been like reading manga at work while I have like in between like things I need to do. I'm just like, all right, I'm scrolling through. I have the Shonen Jump app. It's fun. It's nice. It's cheap. I'm just like catching up on stuff. And then like, I don't know, man. Everything's connected. If the phone can hear me speak, I was just like, I like JJK. And then the phone just like, a little FBI man in my phone just like, show him everything.
hit the button.
Yeah, so I'm just like, I'm
Reveal.
constantly seeing stuff to the point where I'm just like, well, fuck it. It is what it is. I think we're both the same when it comes to spoilers. It's just like, I don't go out looking for spoilers. You know what I mean? But if it happens, it happens. I'm still going to try to enjoy the medium for what it is
I would
in
appreciate it if
context.
you didn't show me
Yeah.
like a
If-
cut up person and I'm like, "Oh, is that who I think
Yeah.
it is?"
Yeah. I'm just like, y'all gonna at least like have some couth, you know what I mean? But, but even then, it's like I still try my best to just watch the official release and try to keep up with it or
Yeah.
whatever. Um, because I want to be able to watch everything in its full context rather
Right,
than get
yeah.
things piecemealed or incorrect. I want to just be able to enjoy the full context of the manga when it comes out, properly translated in full. Not literally somebody on Twitter just be like, I gotta get to there first. Here's the final chapter or the big
You
moment.
like catch the spoil panel and it's like totally wrong.
Yeah.
You're
Oh,
like, "Oh,
that's
you had me worried for nothing."
dude, okay. Now this is another part of it, right? And this is like another part that I've literally seen recently. There's some people online. I don't even know. These people are insane. I think there is. I don't know if they try to combat the spoiler culture or what. But there's people who are artists who are literally trying to perfect their art to be able to mimic the artist's art style, so that they can release fake spoilers. And I've been seeing that. So like, there was the recent
well.
JJK chapter that just dropped. Somebody released a fake panel of what happens in the chapter and be like, new spoiler came out. It's totally fucking wrong. Like a totally different event happens in the actual
Oh
chapter.
my God.
And they're like, well, I kind of got it right. I was like, what is this?
I don't know if those
How am I
are
being
good or bad
gaslit?
people. Like,
I don't know either.
Are you trying to make me believe that this, like, everything I see is fake, or were you trying to guess?
I don't know. But that's something I've been seeing. And it's just like, I'm just like, are y'all, there's like some villain shit. It's like, what is going on? He's like, yeah, man, I'm about to release this fake spoiler, and y'all gonna think this is the real thing. But then you read the real chapter, you're like, oh, what? This man is like, I don't know. I don't know what the motive is, but people are insane. People are crazy. But yeah, that's welcome to the world of manga spoilers, y'all. I don't know if y'all have to deal with this or what are y'all guys' take on this? Let us know.
In the comments down below.
Yeah. Yeah, in the comments down below, or at some point, I guess we got to get social media so people could speak to it direct.
That is true.
Yeah, I hate social media though. But all right, guys, we're gonna move on over to the Q&A portion of the podcast. Thank you so much for the raid, King. How are you doing? How are you living? How's it going? I hope you're having a good day. I hope you had a fun stream. Let me get this up.
Yeah, I see a lot of like potential spoilers when I'm like scrolling through Twitter and whatever. But I do make a conscious effort to not stop scrolling.
I like glaze my eyes.
Yeah,
if I see like black and white,
you see line art, you're like, oh shit. You
just I just like both my eyes just go across.
Scroll a little bit faster. You're just like, oh, all right,
well. We're talking about manga spoilers. What is up, King? How are you doing today?
There's a lot of reason to pirate manga, but my rant would be too long. I mean, to pirate it is a different conversation.
Yeah, pirate is different. Spoiling. Yeah, because I mean, I'm not gonna sit up there and bullshit. I pirated a shit ton of manga when I was broke back in the day. You know what I mean? But yeah. I mean, this ain't going into the audio version podcast. I mean, yeah, through official means, you know. But no, cut that out, editor, cut that out. But no, I'm just like, you grow up poor, you got to do what you got to do. So I don't mind it too much. But now that I'm an adult who has money, you guys have seen it. I got the Shonen Jump app. I got the Viz Media stuff. Like I try my best to support it because I care about anime. And it's not a topic for today, but I was listening to this interview, right, from a artist who's an animator that worked with Mappa for Jujutsu Kaisen season 2. And I sat down and I listened to the entire podcast interview, and it was amazing. Like it was really, really insightful. It was really, really interesting to listen to because I love anime, right? And I love animation. I love art. I've always enjoyed it. I mean, you guys have seen my sketchbook. I love drawing. I'm not good by any means, but I really and truly love it. And I want the animators to be taken care of. I don't want them to be
Yeah.
overworked. I don't want them to be burnt out. I don't want them to be underpaid. But the reality situation is that's the case. The Mappa the Mappa employees and the Mappa animators were very heavily mistreated, and they still are. And they're still going through a
Yeah.
very, very rough struggle. And as a fan, it's like, but I love JJK. I love, um, Ranking of King. I love everything that they put out, but it's just like in the back of my head, now that I know this, it's just like I know that this was made with human suffering. And
I,
it's hard to kind of like divorce that sometimes. You know what I mean?
yeah, a lot of I mean, I definitely agree. A lot of the issue also lies with there's not like a means for us to get it. Like we have
Yeah.
Crunchyroll and what used to be Funimation and High Dive and Hulu if necessary to reach for anime. But there is no manga equivalent. There's the Shonen Jump app, which I do pay for, and I don't mind paying the subscription for my
Yeah, it's
manga.
$2.
Yeah, I mean, especially that was $2. Okay, I'll pay $2, whatever. But there are manga I want to read that aren't shonen,
Yeah.
and there's no means for me to even find out what those are. I have to find like an online library that just lists this stuff. And there's just so many. There's not like a recommendation service like Crunchyroll has. Like, if you enjoyed this, you might like this. There's nothing like that. So it's if they instead of shutting down all of the apps that were like unlicensed or whatever, they should have worked with them to make them licensed
Yeah.
instead.
That would have
And
been
then
sick.
like just
Yeah.
make it like $4.99 a month, and then let them keep their library and whatever. And I was like, I'd be more than happy to pay $5 a month for a manga library that I can scroll through. Yeah, like even if I don't use it every month, I would be more than happy to have it.
Manga Plus is another sub-service like Shonen
I don't
Jump.
think
I need
Manga
to check
Plus
it out.
works anymore.
Does it not?
Like almost everything that I could find on manga, anything that wasn't Shonen Jump doesn't work anymore.
Damn. But yeah, One Piece spoilers are also rough. One Piece JJK are like the biggest ones right now that I will always see around or see videos of people making online. Manga Plus website works. Let's go.
Oh, maybe I'll
You looking it up now?
take a look.
But yeah, so that's pretty much what we were talking about at first. If you guys have any questions, you can ask them. Me and Vix both have channel point redeems at Podcast Q&A. You guys ask us a question. You guys can spin it off. Or if you have any questions that you guys just want to say in the chat, you guys can. We're going to start up with the first one from Swan, where he asks, what's the weirdest anime you've seen? And this is a good one. I'm trying to think of one off the top of my head.
Weirdest is in like not what you expected, or weirdest is in like funniest?
I don't know, actually. I would say if we could do both. If it's weirdest, funniest, I would probably say Excel Saga. That shit made no goddamn sense. I love Excel Saga.
Weirdest, funniest.
That was some insane stuff, dude.
Yeah, you
That's all
brought
your
up,
point.
Excel Saga before too, and I haven't even
I
gotten a chance
did.
to look at it. And
Dude,
I'm actually gonna mention one that I brought up before as well. Asobi Asubase. I fucking don't laugh like out loud when I watch stuff. I'll usually do like the little exhale through your nose or a little chuckle here and there. That shit had me rolling. It was so fucking funny. It was so funny. I could not stop laughing.
Yeah.
There
I feel like I haven't watched.
I even watched it specifically because I saw a clip on YouTube about one scene where they're like they're schoolgirls and they're playing this weird ass game, and one of them just like spanks the fuck out of the other one so hard that it like vibrates off the screen. I was like, what the hell? And she started screaming like death came for herself. That shit was so fucking funny.
Dude, I've never seen that. You got to link that to me. The anime. I gotta watch some stuff, man. I'm trying to catch up on so much shit. But I love me some comedy. I'm a huge like comedy guy. Like that's like my favorite shit to watch. Like old comedy films, comedy specials. Like I love it. And I can't really think of like a comedy anime that I've watched recently. I'm trying to think. I feel like everything else is kind of just like it just is comedic or it has
Like, yeah, it's
funny
like not
parts.
many things just fall into this straight like comedy one. There
Yeah.
was like, oh, the one that I got wrong before with the deer that was, or the principal that was wrestling the deer. It was called
Yeah.
it was called Nichijou.
Yeah, Nichijou was funny as shit as
Yeah,
well.
so it
Like
was like
her
Nichijou, Azumanga
German suplex
Daioh.
to the deer.
Yeah, it was Nichijou, Azumanga Daioh, and now Asobi Asobase for me. Those are the only three that I know of that are just like strictly funny.
Excel Saga, Cromartie High School, and Full Metal Panic for Fumafu. Will probably be my three. Funny as shit, dude. All right, so we have
Ooh,
another question from King.
I
Thoughts
like
on horror, manga,
L.
and anime? We need more. That's my thoughts. We need more. I watched Hell Girl. I'm slowly but surely looking at Junji Ito works. I have Uzumaki. I bought the full like big black book of Uzumaki. Like fucking having a Necronomicon in my house. Um, but I love horror. Val's also a huge proponent of horror. It was one of the reasons why I fell in love with like Promised Neverland. I thought Promised Neverland was really fucking sick. It had a really good hook, really good like plot. I was really enjoying it. Then it kind of just falls
Then
off
they
a cliff. And
fucked it up.
yeah,
I
they
was so
completely
hyped
fucked
for
it.
season 2. Like I
Yep.
put the opening to season 1 on like fucking repeat while I was like hype in the car to watch like season 2.
Dude, the opening is so good.
Now I took it off my list because like every time I played, it just reminded me how bad season 2 was, and I was like, damn it. But yeah, a horror anime and manga, I don't watch a lot of it. It's not really like my thing. I've seen a couple and I just don't normally vibe with them. I mean, same with like even regular horror movies and stuff. I just don't like them very much. I don't know what it is. It's just like I don't ever feel like I'm in the mood to be
Mhm.
like scared. So but there was one specific one that I have mentioned before, and I did not realize it was a horror anime until I was like 3 episodes in, and nothing funny happened. So I was like, this is not what I was ready for. King's Game. I was
Oh.
looking for like a funny isekai show, and I was like, oh, King's Game sounds like it could be pretty good. And then I started watching it and was like, oh, this is not funny.
Damn. I never watched King's Game. I probably need to. Is it good?
It's weird. It doesn't have like a super satisfying ending. But the fact that the way that it ends and it's not super satisfying is like actually probably good, which is kind of weird to say that it's good for it to not be satisfying, but like it fit with the rest of the thing. So
That's interesting.
I got a question coming from Symbiotic Nova. Any updates on any of the anime y'all are watching this season? I have not a lot. The Banished Hero that initially started on my list has fully been dropped. I hit 2 episodes and was like, I do not know what is wrong with this anime, and I just stopped. I don't know what it was. It just like made me feel uncomfortable watching it. I was like, what is wrong with this show? Like they didn't do anything like uncomfortable in the show. It was just like weird. Something just
The vibes were just off.
Yeah, something just didn't sit right with me. I was like, I can't tell you. And I know that Nova said initially that it was weird and that they skipped a lot of stuff. But since I hadn't read the source material, I thought it would be like fine. But like just watching it, something just didn't feel right. And other than that, like everything else that I was on my list, I am at least on episode 2 of, for the most part. Windbreakers caught me by surprise. Really fucking good. It just scratches an itch I didn't even know I had. Kaiju number 8 didn't let me down with their first episode. It's still standing strong, so I'm ready for that to keep going.
I gotta watch the second episode.
What about you? What have you been catching up to?
I mean, it's kind of the same. I feel like we talked about it like here and there, but I know we wanted to do like a little like season like update, and I think this is the perfect time. So I'll list off the anime that I've been watching so far. So I've been watching Remonsters, and I'm really enjoying Remonsters. I don't know what it is. Like it's like this weird, not really like a slice of life, but it's just like a day in the life of a goblin, and you're just kind of like watching this guy go through his daily thing. I love how they do like the whamp whamp, and then you see like what day they're on. It's just like today I did this, or you watch them go out and train or
The
hunt.
day cut like makes me think of Law and Order.
Yeah.
Tong, tong.
Every
Day
time it comes up,
45.
I'm just like whamp whamp, and I'm just like, all right, it's another day. And it's fun to see it catch up. So far, I've been really enjoying it. I'm intrigued by. There's a couple of things like so far. I've just been having fun just watching it, like kind of like play out. And nothing really substantial has really happened other than it's kind of like getting it, started with the world and with the characters and seeing how everything works with him evolving from a goblin to a hobgoblin to a evolved goblin or whatever he is, right? And
What
so
is he
I
now?
just
He's
been
an
enjoying.
ogre, right?
Yeah, I think he's an ogre. He's what they called him, a variant ogre when he met the human. He's like, I'm not that.
I
I'm
was
some kind of
waiting for
special.
him to
Whatever.
heal his weird little drippy arm.
Yeah, that confused me. Again, I need to watch the full episode. Apparently, I need to watch the full episode because apparently they do stuff after the credit or the ending or whatever.
The scene. Oh wait, have you not seen episode 3?
No, I haven't. I haven't. Well, wait. What? Wait, I have seen episode 3.
With the
But
dryad?
what scene are you talking about? Yeah, I seen that.
The
That was
scene?
wild. Also, what power was that? He just like gold cock activate. I was like, what? I was like, what power is that? I don't remember him eating that.
Came with
But
the
the thing-
snake.
I guess so. But yeah, that one of the things that I'm really enjoying because that is intriguing, and I want them to go into it a little bit more. Is that you see his past life because the whole him eating things and getting the abilities is one of his past life abilities, and they show him for like a split second. He looks like a demon guy. He has like really sharp teeth and like crazy hair, and he's like fighting people on the roof. And I'm like, what? And it briefly shows up and it's gone. I was like, it don't look like he's just some like high school student that got ran over by a truck coon. You know what I mean? Like I was just like, wait a minute. I figured he would just be like a regular guy. But he's like, no, I was like a warrior. And so it's like that kind of informs. That kind of
So there
informs
actually
like
was a time when he consumed the ability to fuck that dryad.
Oh, when he ate the pig monster, it did give him like vitality or vigor or something like that.
It gave him
Libido. It was
fucking
libido.
power.
It was a damn. See, I respect that. I respect that they remembered all the shit he eaten. But yeah, because he was like, I didn't think I was going to use this power, and then he got the fucking.
I thought when I totally dismissed the libido power because I thought it was going to go towards the human women.
It probably did.
I mean, it did at some point.
But yeah, no, that the show is wild, and again, it's just like a little fun show. Like I just watch it. I'm enjoying it so far. Yeah, I want to see where it's going and what they're building up to. But yeah, it's been fun. I started watching Windbreakers. I watched the first 2 episodes. I love a good fighting. I love a good shonen. I love a good, like brawling anime. Like I didn't expect to enjoy so much. I love the main character guy. Where he gets like all bashful whenever anybody like talks to him. And he's like, I don't think people will actually give a fuck about me, or I don't think people are actually interested in me. Most people just think that I'm weird because I got the double hair and the different eyes, and I'm a fighting brawling guy.
It's been a long time since we got just like a good brawling anime.
Yeah.
Not one that's like just solely about beating the fuck out of the other guy, but there's like something more there. And it's animated good. Like I don't know who animated it,
yeah.
but it's animated so good.
Yeah, the fights have been fucking sick. And him just jumping around like kneeing people in the face, fighting like it looks awesome. At the same time, I really like the characters. I love how they set up like, in this town, yeah, it's just gang town. There's no cops. It's just everybody beats the shit. It's just gangs running around. They run everything. And these high school students took it upon themselves to fight all the gangs. And I was just like, what is going on? And I just love it. The premise is very dumb, but it's all I need. I just want like a reason for them to be fighting and give me cool fucking fights. And I'm a happy boy. So Windbreakers has been everything that I've wanted so far. The first episode of Kaiju number 8, like you said, dropped. And it's like I read the manga Kaiju number 8 when it first dropped, and I fell in love with it. I was reading Kaiju number 8, Spy Family, and Sakamoto Days like around the same time. And getting to see Kaiju number 8 get an anime and it be animated so well and kind of like reliving the story again, because it's been a while since I've seen the first chapter. And seeing Kafka and Mina and everybody be animated and have voices and get to see all the cool moments and him like first transforming. Like, it's awesome so far. I'm so excited for Kaiju number 8. Kaiju number 8 just is cool. I love it. I love it so much. They animated the first project. Oh no. Well, I mean, Project Promise Neverland was very
First
well.
season was really good.
Yeah. We just don't talk about the second season.
Dukes? I don't know what fucking anime you're talking about.
Joroguma. Yeah, I'm
That
not
is,
sure
that
either.
is just a
I thought you
demon.
were talking about like Jormungand, where it's like the brown skinned dude who it's
Jorogumo
kind of like
is like so Jorogumo is, from what I can see, is just a spider yokai.
oh,
it's not
is
an
it hot?
anime, so I don't know what fucking anime she's talking about.
Is the hot spider lady like we were talking about the other day?
It is a spider that
oh,
guards a hot lady.
oh,
Dororo.
Dororo. Okay,
Wait, what? What?
how did you
Oh,
miss
the
that? What?
spider. No, because the girlfriend. Actually, hold on, because I think this is one of my. Yeah. Okay. So if we do what your number 8 was, that was the moment that I was going to talk about. So
Oh, oh, okay,
so
okay,
wait,
okay.
Dukes, did
Then
you
we won't
watch
talk about it now.
Dororo? I don't think because I don't remember watching it. But like when, like I thought I watched it before I met you.
oh,
Did you
damn!
watch it on your own?
How dare you? Clips on TikTok. Okay, that makes sense.
Okay, that yeah, because that does make sense because it was like it was a super oh shit moment in the actual anime. You were like, uh-oh. So
And this is it Dororo Hedoro, the lizard head man guy y'all talking about, or y'all talking about the one with
Doro was the one where the
the
demons
girl with
stole
the
all of his organs.
oh yeah, I haven't finished that yet.
It
Yeah,
was
that
there
was really good.
Yeah, there was the remake one that they at the time, I don't know where it is now, but it was on Prime Video when it first released.
Yeah. I was watching it for a bit and I was really enjoying it. He had to go get all those fucking pieces back.
I did not even realize that I remember the lady that he was with was Spider Demon.
Are you talking about the well, I guess we'll get into it later. We'll get into it
Yeah,
later. We'll
you
get into
know.
it later. Stick around. Don't change that DNA anime channel. Stick around. We'll talk about it later. But yeah, all right. I think we had another question. All right, Gear. Apparently he ain't got nothing else better to do, but try to rile me up. But we have another question from Gearhead. Thoughts on the anime power scaling community? I mean, I'm just gonna be straight up, right? I love Shonen. I love Dragon Ball Z. I'm always down for a good argument, but I fucking despise the power scaling community. Um, because I just feel like it's very disingenuous most of their arguments. It's like, what if
uh,
Naruto and Goku were in a vacuum and Goku had no feet, no legs, no eyes,
I
no
feel like
ears, no
I feel
mouth,
like
can't
there's
scream?
like a lot of the issue with power scaling is that there's no like rule set, and so people are arguing on things that aren't like agreed upon. Like
It feels
if
like the
for example, a lot of the times, whenever people compare Ichigo to fight like just about anybody, Ichigo should
yeah,
always win because one, they can't see spirits, and two, if you don't have spiritual pressure, you die.
yeah,
So technically, he should never lose. But when you power scale correctly, you have to like equalize that. So like you can't just be like, oh, you can't see Ichigo because he's a spirit. You have to be like, well, under the guise that for some reason the other person can see Ichigo and he doesn't get his instant win condition. What would he then win? And then
yeah,
that's what a lot of people are like. Like there, some people are ignoring the smoking shotgun, and other people are not.
yeah. And I'm totally fine with having those conversations. It doesn't have to lead to an argument because we did it. You know, you guys did it in Discord. It was nice. Is everybody having a conversation like, well, this would be cool. What about this? You can talk about it. And
Yeah,
again, we talked about it a lot during the podcast. It's probably going to be like a guiding thread throughout a lot of this. Stay away from fandom. Like straight up.
yeah,
You can have conversations with anime fans, but people who are just enraptured in different fandoms, just stay away from them. And then I would 100% stay away from the power scaling community because it's
yeah.
not fun. It feels like a bunch of those kids that you grew up with, and you have like little battles or whatever out on the playground when you were
Did
younger,
you see the
and it's just
TikTok of
like
the
barriers.
guy?
I'm
Did you see the
what?
TikTok of the guy making fun of JJK for doing that?
Yeah,
Where it's like, well, you can't do that because my guy has domain expansion.
I mean that's pretty much it's just like all of those guys all got together to be fucking annoying and just be like, well, you can't do this because Gojo can do this, or you can't do this because Gone from Hunter x Hunter can do this.
Yeah, well, you
And
can't
it's just
even
a
touch
never,
my guy.
yeah, it's just a never ending Ouroboros of them just eating each other's ass, and it's the conversation doesn't go anywhere. Now, I love a good discussion. I love a good conversation. I love a good debate. You know, that can be fun. but you gotta be it gotta be based in reality, man. Like you gotta have a serious conversation. I
Yeah,
feel
I
like
mean,
a
like
lot of the discourse that I see online isn't fucking
it's
serious. It's a
yeah,
waste of my
a
time.
lot of it is like it's just hard to find the rule set without explicitly saying it because like to me what would obviously make sense in a power scaling like discussion some people probably just don't even think about like what I just listed like there's people that are probably just like whatever dude Ichigo should just win.
But yeah, that's my personal thoughts on the power scaling community. Power scaling by itself, like most things, is fine. It's the human interaction that ruins it. Human beings corrupt everything that they touch. No.
Yeah, whenever people power scale, they just have to like lay down the rules. Maybe that's what we can do one time. We can just do like a special episode where we just come up with the power
Yeah,
scaling rules.
dude, I would be 100% down. I think me and you arguing about who will beat who will be fun, or it will end our friendship and the podcast will
But
be over. Let's fucking go.
on the flip side of this, I do appreciate the power scaling community when they go like just mathematically too fucking far because that is hilarious to me when they're like yes according to this panel in chapter 7 volume 639 of this manga they said that this guy moves at 440% the speed of sound.
See, but that's cool.
I'm like that's awesome that you did that math and then I'm like I want to read the rest of it when the first line goes but can he beat Goku? I'm gonna be like, all right, I'm gonna leave.
I'm sure there's. Oh, I was wait. Damn, this might be bad. But I was like, I swear, there needs to be like a Vsauce or like something like that for power scalers, where they come up there and they're just like, here's all the signs. I know Death Battle exists and it's always Goku versus Superman or whatever fuck.
Yeah.
Like again, power scaling is a lot of fun when you're bringing like the science behind it, and you can bring actual panels or moments from the show, and like this is their strength, and this is their this, and this is their that, and you can kind of like base it off of that. Like that's really cool. And then because again, I really enjoyed like I forget what that show was
comparing
called.
feats is
Yeah,
much more interesting than just being like, yeah, well, this guy solos your verse, and it's like, does he really?
yeah.
Like, how do you
Like,
know that?
Like I've seen you know how many disingenuous ass arguments I've seen. I've seen like Midoriya would completely solo the JJK universe. He would just go around and just be 100 smashing everybody. I was just like, what are you talking about? What does Midoriya have that can beat a cursed technique? And I'm just like watching it again. It
but
really
then at
does
the same
feel
time,
like,
people would be like, yeah, well, Gojo Infinity.
yeah,
like,
you can't even touch him.
Yeah.
And he's like,
and it's like
Goku wouldn't be able to touch Infinity. Or he gonna blow up the planet to kill Gojo. And I'm just like, what are y'all doing?
yeah.
But yeah, power scaling is fun.
It can be fun, but it is just a breeding ground for toxicity.
Toxicity,
So
1,000%.
I typically don't like engage with power scaling discussions. I will just read them until they start to devolve, and then I will just leave.
Yeah, it's hot takes for driving engagement. That's pretty much what it is. That's all it is. And if we want to be a good podcast, Vix, we're gonna have to start delving into those dark waters. Those murky, shallow waters.
So we're going to have to come up with the power scaling rules episode before that. And then we'll just like pin it in one of the discords and be like, all right, if we ever have to power scale, this is the rules.
Oh my God. I'm going to walk up to you, slap you with a white glove, throw down a gauntlet. We doing a power scale battle. But yes, it's a lot of that, dude. It's a lot of that. But whatever. It could be fun until I feel like I'm losing brain cells and I am bored out of the conversation or reading the discussion. Oh my goodness. All right. Do we have any additional questions?
More questions?
Shall we head on over to topic number 2? Hopefully you guys are enjoying it. Hopefully you guys are having a good day. Hopefully you guys who are watching it live, or not live, but watching it on video on demand on YouTube are enjoying it as well. And you guys can help out the podcast. Watching it in full. Again, YouTube watch time is muy importante. It's a fun podcast. Slap it on while you're going your commute to work, while you're on lunch, while you wash your dishes, while you wash your ass, whatever you got to do. Just have the podcast on, listen to it in full, and join in that discussion down there in the comment section. That helps as well. If you guys are enjoying the podcast and want to help us out, you can also hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and be ready because every single week you'll be getting a new anime podcast episode of us discussing some of the hottest topics or hot takes on podcasting or on the podcast about anime in general. But yeah, other than that, I guess we shall be moving to our second topic of the day. Let me slap this bad boy in here. But how do you guys feel about anime transformations? We're going to be talking about, for topic number 2, our favorite anime transformations. This is something that's near and dear to my heart because I really and truly love shonen. I love shonen. You can't stop me from watching any shonen that come out. I'm a shonen guy, and I've probably watched it multiple times. Right? I'm what new people are to isekais, but with shonen. So I love me a good old fashioned transformation. Now I have a couple of my favorite transformations on my little list over here that I wrote on a giant Word document that's just sitting on my monitor. And I'm sure Vix has a couple as well. And we're going to talk about them because I not only do I just want to like hype up and relive some of these classic moments from anime, I also want to kind of talk about what these transformations mean. So I'm going to start off with a classic. One of my favorite transformations is the legendary.
That was going to be one of mine too. Even though,
I mean, how can it not be?
The first one specifically.
Yeah.
The rest of them are cool, but just the first one was super good. And it gives like an unrealistic power boost, which is typically what I don't like in transformations. But it was fine because that was it. They built up to it the entire season, where they were just explaining what the Super Saiyan was, how terrifying it can become, and then he didn't just like have it. He like uncontrollably fell into it. So that was what made it like super good, and it wasn't just like I'm super now I can fight. It was something terrible happened, and now I'm mad as fuck. So
and that limit was broken. I love that shit. Like, Goku turning Super Saiyan on Namek was so cool to see. Especially after rewatching multiple arcs multiple times, because they would love to do that. Oh, the Saiyan Saga's done? Are we heading over there to the Namek Saga? Oh, are we starting the Saiyan Saga all over again? I was like, and you finally get the Frieza. And you see that fight, and you watch. That's my one of my favorite things in just anything in general is a good training montage, right?
Right.
You get to watch Goku train on the way to Namek. You get to watch all the things that he's doing, all the fights that he has, and everybody together, Vegeta, Krillin, Gohan, all of the things that they're going through are making them stronger, right? And then you have this long fight with Frieza between him and Goku's putting up a fight, and Frieza's transforming. He's like, "This is not even all my power. Here's my final form, all this stuff." And it's just like, you know that Frieza's a threat, but Goku's the main guy. He's gonna do everything that he can. And he's pushing himself. He's fighting hard as hell, but he just doesn't have enough. And then he loses his best friend. And if you've been watching Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z, you know how long Goku and Krillin have been friends. You also know about the Super Saiyan transformation. That's one thing that I will say, going back and rewatching Dragon Ball, they foreshadowed Super Saiyan early. Vegeta talks about it incredibly early. He's constantly talking about like the legendary Super Saiyan.
He even tries to bluff Frieza away with the concept of it.
He tries to gaslight and girl boss Frieza, and it's hilarious. But it's also like when that moment happens and Vegeta's shot down, and he's just like, Goku, or Kakarot, you gotta be the one. I thought I was the legendary Super Saiyan, but you don't know one left, so you gotta do it. And it's like, damn, all that falls, like the entire weight of their extinct species falls on the shoulders of Goku. And then he loses his best friend. For no reason. It's just like Krillin wasn't even in the fight. If Frieza was just like, I just want to hurt you, I'm gonna blow up your friend. And
just
then
to
Goku
show you how tough I really am.
I'm gonna use my mind. It just blow up Krillin for no reason. He was not a threat. He was just there.
How dare he be Gohan nearby?
I don't even did Krillin even do one attack on Frieza? Gohan did more damage to Frieza.
I think he
did.
I can't remember, but I feel like he threw a Destructo disc. I don't think it hit though.
But yeah, it's just like it was just so brutal. And you see all the kibbles and bits of Krillin fall down. And then Goku just snaps. And the pose is iconic. The pose is incredibly iconic. The transformation is literally the groundwork for so many different transformations that came after. Like, if you're going to have a shonen anime, you're going to be using the Super Saiyan transformation as a groundwork. And it's still cool as hell to this day. Like, going back and watching it is awesome. So that's like my number one. How about you? What was one of yours?
So my number one, is actually going to be from a manga. And this is the one I was mentioning earlier, where I think only Nova will know the form that I'm talking about. It is from Maho Sensei Negima, and it is his Dark Lightning God form. It was Magica Arabia, I think it was called. It was so fucking cool. Like the final form was awesome, but even the first form, the first form, so like the thing that made the final form so freaking cool was the final form only worked because the entire series he was like building around it the entire time. Every aspect of everything that he learned through the entire series was packed into that form. And and there was so much mismatch that went into it, but it all tied back to his strengths. So he's just like a 10-year-old child, and he ends up being able to like imbue his body with dark magic, which reinforces his durability, strength, and attack. And that in itself was like, for most people, going to be what kills them. And he did that, and like you actually get to see him try to train it under his mentor, and he gets his ass whooped for like 10 chapters, where you just see him in the little, they do have like their own little version of the hyperbolic time chamber. It's actually like a little snow globe, and he can like channel magic power into the snow globe, and then he goes in. It's like a little resort. It time travels faster in this little dome. So he is in there for months, and he is just getting handed to him on repeat while he learns this form. And every day that he comes out, he then learns with one of his students, who is like a martial arts master. So he goes in, he learns dark magic reinforcement, comes out, learns Chinese Kempo, I think, as his martial arts base. And then his specialty is actually lightning and wind magic. And he's actually a higher level spellcaster than he is a martial artist. So it was interesting to see him like blend it all. So because his weakness as a mage, as they even explain it in the series, that it's like a typical mage problem where you just, if you get jumped, then you get wrecked, right? So
don't go to JJK. Power scalers, don't put him in JJK. He gonna get jumped.
So he's a mage, so he learned martial arts and self-reinforcement, and then he took his lightning attribute and layered it on his dark magic. So he not only is like super tough and durable, magic resistant, and is a spellcaster, but he's also as fast as light. So and a lot of his form was like in the power scaling community for a while, and the like biggest issue that the form initially had was that when he did an attack, there was a small spark that would lead him, and if you were good enough, you could follow the spark and you could block him, because he was basically telegraphing himself, but he had to. And then as he like, I think in the fight where they explain that, he learned how to like manipulate it so that he can change his attack as he's being blocked. And he like, they don't even show the big gap from when he like fully masters it to like when he gets really old. So there just comes a point where he's just like this fucking unstoppable god, and the form looks so cool. It's like he's got like the super long hair, but it's like infused with lightning, and then he's got these like dark magic circles on his forearms. They're so dope. Oh, I wish that they had like a really good anime adaptation for it, because it was amazing. And like kid me was like losing my absolute shit for that. So and that was like, it almost sucks that it was so cool to me, because I really wanted there to be a game that let you do something like that, and I just couldn't find any game that let me do it. And it's just like, it put a small damper on everything, because I was like, yeah, I want to be a magic spellcaster that can fight. doesn't exist. There just isn't one. They get some that are like you can do both melee and magic, but you can only do one at a time. And I'm like, that's not. It's so close. But man, it's so cool, and it is unfortunately in one of those things where when I recommend it, I gotta be like asterisk harem anime. so
Yeah.
so and it's
I'm noticing a trend.
and look, okay, I'm gonna be absolutely real with you. It's real bad, and it doesn't get any better. They
Wait,
have,
the harem portion of it, or the whole anime?
Yeah, the harem part is like, if you can accept it as being really fucking weird, then it's a good one. But if you can't get over it, then I get it, because it is a little much. And the deal is, the magic classes or magic schools in that world, they can essentially get what they call the pact with somebody to be their like other, and it was typically like a mage and a knight. And in order to make this pact, you had to kiss the other person. So, and he ends up with 16, no, 22.
Wait, what? So you just go around? You just go around giving out smooches to everybody?
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's unfortunate because it's like a bunch of the times it was like life or death, and they just needed the power boost right then. And there's like a limit to, it's like a limit to one when you like fully decide on your partner, but until you like fully lock it in for, I forget what the like requirement was, you could just like have a bunch, and they all have every like pact comes with a card. And the card was also cool because you could use the card to like equip your knight. So like, and you could summon them, and you could use it for telepathy. And then the other person also got a card. And it was so fucking cool.
I don't think I've ever even heard of this anime.
No, well, the anime itself was not very good, but the manga was dope. The manga was so good. The anime broke it up into weird parts, and they didn't sell it very well. Like, it wasn't animated greatly. They skipped a lot of stuff. The even the chronological order of which it was released was wrong. So it was pretty rough.
Wait, what? How did
they
fuck
just
up
like
the story?
They would do like one arc, and they would call it like a season, and then they would just do like the third arc and then put it as the second season, and then they would just drop the second arc as a movie, and it was rough and confusing and bad.
Oh no, they Kingdom Hearts it.
Yeah. If you read the manga, it makes a lot of sense. It's really good. If you watch the anime, not so much. But that's definitely my number one all-time favorite transformation. I don't think anything will ever top that. It is like left such a lasting impression on me. I don't even know how old this is.
It looks pretty old. I checked it out while you were talking. Yeah, I've never seen it before, but it looks cool.
Yeah, it is dope.
All right, so I'll go into my second one. I guess we could just do two each. I feel like I'm just gonna say it now. I'm a basic bitch. You got this like deep cut old school anime that I don't think anybody heard of, but I got I got some classics, man. The things that hit me right here in my heart that made me an anime fan. My next transformation is gonna be, I guess, on the opposite end of Super Saiyan Goku, or the Super Saiyan transformation in general. One of my favorite transformations is from Yu Yu Hakusho, and it's 100% Toguro. I don't know why
Yusuke becomes like the demon.
No, that's lame. I mean, it's not lame. That's fine. I'm talking about Toguro from the Dark Tournament arc, the villain, the main bad guy.
The bad
he just
guy.
gets very buff. Yeah, there's a transformation in Yu Yu Hakusho, right? But I wouldn't really say any of them are like super duper crazy. Like Kurama turned into like the wolf version of him, like his original version, and being able to transform into that. Hiei turned to a fucking booger with a bunch of eyes on him. Those aren't really. You don't remember when the first 3 episodes Hiei could turn green and he have all like the Jigan eyes all over him?
I remember the eye. I don't remember him turning green.
You don't remember him turning green? Look it up right now. Look it up. He turns to a damn booger and he never does it again after that fight with Yusuke.
He probably
he hyped it up.
He probably thought he looked like a booger too.
Yeah, he hyped it up. And he was like, "Yeah, I'm so strong, my Jigan eye." And I was just like,
Did that form have a name, or was it just
I
Jiganzai?
don't know, but it's just like whatever he does in the first 3 episodes when he's fighting against Yusuke, he never uses that form ever again,
Oh yeah.
and
Oh,
that's
he
it.
totally looks like a goblin with a bunch of eyes.
Yeah, so bad. It's so bad. So I was like, and there's no real transformation in Yu Hakusho. I'm just like, yeah, that shit's so sick. Because even like again, the magic and everything like that, like Demon King fucking Yusuke or whatever, is it cool looking, I guess. But Taguro was a different beast. What I loved about like 100% Taguro and him like being this ever present threat is how just overwhelmingly strong he was. Like, you mean Yusuke? He's a good fighter. He's learning to use his soul energy, spirit energy, use spirit guns. He's the guy. He always figures it out. He's like the best fighter. But then Taguro comes there and he get interested in Yusuke because he's the new spirit detective, and they go into the dark tournament art, and he's just this menace to Yusuke. One of my favorite scenes is just Yusuke's minding his own business. Taguro just comes across him, and they end up going to this parking lot, like this parking deck, right? And Taguro is just like, "Yo, you enter in the dark tournament. I'm going to show you that you're not ready. I'm going to show you that you don't stand a chance." And he literally gets all buff, and Yusuke is just standing there quaking in
Just
his boots.
flexes on him, literally.
Pretty much. He gets buff, and he goes around Yusuke. They're like in like the middle of this parking garage, and he just starts kicking all the pillars. And Yusuke is just looking at him as he destroys his whole parking deck, and the whole thing's about to come down on the head. And Yusuke can't move. He can't do anything. He's terrified how strong Taguro is. And Taguro just destroys the entire landscape around him. And Yusuke is just freaking out. And then he levels it. And then Taguro just like, it's like 15% of my strength. And Yusuke's just like, what the fuck? And he just goes back normal. He just leaves. Like, he could have killed Yusuke right there. He could have ended the show. But he's just like, I just want you to know, I want to be your measuring stick.
I'm
And I want
giving
you
you
to
a
know that you're not
chance to walk
Yeah.
away.
Yeah, he's like, you're not ready for this. You're not, it's too hot. You can't handle this kitchen heat. Get out the kitchen. And I love that because now you know that what the odds that what Yusuke, the mountain he has to surmount, is this big motherfucker Taguro. He does the thing that all old shonen do. You only got 5 minutes on them before it explodes. I'm freezing. I'm not using 100% of my power. He does that whole thing. But just him just kind of like showcasing his strength and looking like this giant fucking roided out freakazoid with his giant muscles and everything like that. And he just shows Yusuke, he's like, yeah, this is what power is. And this is why you cannot beat me. You couldn't even throw a punch while I was just standing in your presence. You ain't got nothing on me. So when you see Yusuke training and you see Yusuke start the dark tournament and you see him fighting all these other people, it's just like, okay, like, okay, Yusuke's got stronger. But is he as strong as even 15% Taguro that he showed off in the parking deck? How strong is the younger Taguro brother? Like it's so good. And then throughout the entire thing in the tournament, Taguro just runs across Yusuke randomly and he just shits talking. He's just like, you weak. Hey, you there? Like, and Yusuke just like, fuck. Like, I gotta deal with him at some point. Is it gonna be good enough? He's dealing with the training like during the tournament with Genkai, like once he's having like all these hard fights during the tournament with other fighters. He's like, if I can't beat these guys, or these guys are gonna be trouble, no, I'm not gonna be able to beat Taguro. So it's just like he was just this goal at the end of the tournament. And you're just like, Yusuke has to beat him, but how? And you get to watch that journey, and it's just so cool. Like I love that so much. The Dark Tournament art is one of my favorite arcs in any anime. It does the tournament so well. And then the mangaka Togashi, obviously he did Hunter x Hunter as well. Hunter x Hunter has an amazing tournament as well. Like he's the master of tournaments, man. Like I love this shit. But yeah, Taguro's transformation, 100%. Or I don't know if it has like an actual name, but him just getting very buff. I love that shit, man. I love what it meant for the story, what it meant for Yusuke as a character, and what he had to do to beat him. It was so cool. But yeah, that's my second one. How about you? What's your next one?
My next one is gonna be. I almost feel like it's not quite a transformation, but it is kind of. From Akame ga Kill, the main character Tatsumi in Curcio, that was dope. When you saw it on the original guy, I forget his name because they just called him Big Brother for the longest time. But when he first used it, it was like, oh, that was pretty cool. And then the more you learned about in Curcio the armor, the like cooler it became, and like it became like a literal sense of passing the torch when Tatsumi got it. And then as he like slowly learned to become the master of Incurcio, even when he like activates it, it has that Bankai effect where he screams, Incursio, and then it just like dawns on him, and he's just like this essentially a smaller version of Big Brother. And he just like he is just fucking like ready to fight. Like he throws on the armor, he's ready to go. And shit is about to happen. And they don't pull punches in that show. So that one is like it's pretty basic in the way that I like it. Just that it is the passing of the torch, and every time he uses it, you can't forget the other character. And it like every use of it is symbolic. So it just sits with you the entire series, and then as it like eats into Tatsumi, it almost hurts you to know that that's happening because of how he got it. So it is like both a blessing and a curse at the same time, and it's so good as a form, and that's pretty much why I like it. It's just because the passing of the torch, and then it is just like a constant reminder.
Yeah, I know a little bit about Agame no Kill. I didn't get to watch it. I talked about this with you and the other people before. I just went over to a friend's house. He was just watching the final episodes. So I just kind of just watched the last like 4 episodes with him, and I was just like, all right, I guess we're just doing this. So I kind of just watching everything happen. I'm just like, I have no context for any of this, but good lord, what is going on in the show? And
yeah, just seeing the
so at
last
some point I
episode
need to go
would
back.
be pretty confusing.
Yeah, I'm just like, shit's just going down. But yeah, so I do know the form that you're talking about because I got to see him fight.
It's not the dragon form; it's the armor.
Yeah.
I don't remember if he was in the armor in the last
maybe
episode.
I don't know. I need to watch it.
It's just this. Initially, it's a sword, and then it becomes like the set of full silver armor with the spear and the red tip. Is that what you saw, or did you see the dragon form? That's what you saw.
I don't think I've seen the dragon form. Maybe I might. I mean, I've seen the last episode.
If you saw the last episode,
I probably did see it as well.
Then you did see the dragon form, even though the dragon form was only there for like 5 minutes or something. If you saw it all the way to the end, then you saw it because they did like a whole thing on it.
It might be the perfect time for me to go back and watch it because my old adult mind apparently don't remember anything other than the big things that happen. So maybe I need to go back and watch Agame no Kill, and then next one of the future episodes, I'll come back and give my review of it. I hear a lot of people. Yeah, I hear a lot of people.
Is like one of those like generational ones where it's not like the best of the generation, but it is one that everybody's talked about. So
yeah, I feel like a lot of people talk about it, and I just never experienced it because I got spoiled. I was just like, all right, I'll watch. I never watch it because I kind of already know what's gonna happen. But I'll go back to it. I want to experience it. I want to understand why people love it so much. Why people are so like emotionally attached to the characters. I want to figure that out. I'm a very inquisitive man, so I want to actually sit down and watch it. So I'm gonna try to do that. And then follow up with me in 10 episodes of the podcast. I don't know when I'm gonna do it, but I'm gonna do it, and then I'll be back and I'll tell you guys what I think about Agame no Kill. Just remind me in the comments of the YouTube video or something, and then we'll do it.
Get in the comments.
Get in the comments. Leave a review on the audio version of the podcast as well. If you listen to it on Apple Podcasts or Spotify or whatever. Plug. We want to make a good podcast. Hope you guys are enjoying it. But all right, I guess we will head on over to the next Q&A portion of the podcast. How are you guys doing? Hopefully you guys are enjoying it. We have one more topic going on the other side. We have one more topic after this. But yeah, if you guys have any questions, if you guys have any transformations that you guys would like to bring up as really, really cool transformations that we didn't mention, there's so many. There's a whole plethora. I hope you guys are ready to talk anime with us.
We'll go ahead and open up with our first question from Symbionic Nova. What is your favorite filler arc? That's going to be a hard one for me to answer because I typically just like don't even know that it's a filler arc until like way the fuck later.
That's how I got bamboozled.
I just like fall into the manga, and then the manga just doesn't have a filler arc because it's the manga. So, but the one that I swore was not a filler arc And everybody keeps telling me that it is the Bound arc from Bleach.
Let's go! That was mine.
That one was like, I swore it was part of the main thing, and then everyone was like, no, that was a filler. I'm like, what? That was an amazing filler.
Because I remember watching the Bound arc, and I was confused because how Bleach does filler is annoying, but also I guess is the best way to do it. It just completely disjoints the story. Like you'll be like, oh shit, Ichigo's about to fight this person, and next episode he's just at home, and I was like, what the fuck? Did I miss the episode?
Yeah.
And then the Bound arc started, and I was just like, oh shit, like the other like pill whatever, the like little stuffed animals, and then Cone had the like amazing da 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 opening where he's singing, and I was like, that arc is awesome. I love
Bleach
that
has
opening
such
ending.
awesome openings.
So good. And just like singing and stuff, and I really really enjoyed the Bound arc, and I didn't know it was filler for the longest time, and I'm sure there's a lot of people with that same experience because you just watch it and you're just like, oh,
it was one of the few filler arcs that just like lead from the main story, and you just like you don't notice that there's a weird difference. Like some of them are like Crow said, where you're just like suddenly at home. So some of them are pretty obvious, and then you're like, wait, did I miss an episode? And then you have to go back and check. You're like, nope. Well, now I know. But this one was just like it felt like it was still supposed to be part of the show. So that's what partly what made it good was that I didn't know that it was a filler arc. So those are the ones that do well when they like give you accurate lore depth. The ones that just kind of bullshit shit together, just take a break.
Yeah, that's why I really like seasonal anime now. I'm just like, I don't think I could give a fuck.
This way. My Hero does it like every arc, and then they just like take a season off, and then they do another arc, and then another season off. Do that. That's fine.
That's what I was going to bring up. I was
waiting. I don't mind waiting the season. I would much rather use that time to watch another anime doing the same thing on the alternate seasons than to watch your bullshit that you just put together because you thought you had to.
Yeah, because I was going to mention, I was like, My Hero, I don't want to deal with My Hero filler. Like, there's filler episodes of My Hero, and it's just like whatever's like one episode randomly. But yeah, I don't need to be. We go to watch Zero do tape elbow adventures and shit. I was like, I don't give a fuck about you, man. But okay, so I'm going to spin this question on its head. I'm going to talk about a canon arc that I thought for the longest time was filler. We're going to be talking about Long Ring Long Land of One Piece. I don't know if you remember this arc. Long Ring Long Land was
after
the Foxy
episode
arc.
500 because that was the last.
No, it was way before.
Okay. I was like, that was the last episode I watched.
So do you remember the character Foxy? Him and his pirate crew and the Straw Hats, the Straw Hats and the Foxy crew, they had this whole like pirate game. I forget what it was called, but they had a pirate game where they had this whole competition, and then if you lost one of the competitions, you would lose a crewmate. And it was this whole arc where they were going through like this whole weird like game show event of different events that led up to the fight between Foxy and Luffy at the end. And that's where Afro Luffy comes from. I don't know if you remember Afro Luffy, where he has like the boxing gloves.
I'm looking at a picture of Foxy and Afro Luffy, and I'm like, oh yeah, I definitely remember these two. I don't remember the arc very much, but I definitely remember these two.
So fucking dumb, and it feels so random that when I was first watching One Piece, I was like, oh, this is a filler shit. But I was like, I'm gonna watch every episode of One Piece. No, it's in the manga. All of that is in the manga. And I thought for the longest time, I was like, oh, this gotta be filler, because they're not going there's nothing to do with the One Piece. They're not looking for a poneglyph. They're just on a random island and it's got challenged by Foxy. And they're just like in this weird like pirate not really a death game, but it's just like if you lose, you lose your pirate crew.
You can never tell with One Piece because their world building is like so in depth that apparently they'll even do the dumb shit. So like you just know that
so random.
Not every pirate crew is gonna be like super OP. There's also this doof.
Dude, it's so stupid. His power is that he can slow things down, right? Like that's his whole thing. He has a paramecia and he can project like this like field of like slow motion. So he's like fighting Luffy, and Luffy's like throw punches, he'll just slow it down, he'll just move out the way or slow Luffy down and beat his ass and hit him with a cannonball while he's slow. And then Luffy has to fight through that. It has one of my favorite fights. Like I love the fight between Foxy and Luffy because it's so comedic and so stupid. And the Afro Luffy. I mean, Afro Luffy is what inspired me to make my Afro. No, I'm just joking. It just grows that way. But Afro Luffy was great as someone who just like who
Representation,
has an
finally.
Afro. Representation. Luffy's black with me. He has the past. No, I'm just joking. But no, like that fight is so like that arc is so dumb. Like one of my favorite gags from that arc is that every time they would lose, they would just trade Chopper back and forth. Like so, like you pretty much if you lose one of the games, you have to take a crew member. And so they would always just take Chopper. So that like Chopper just kept getting passed back and forth. And he's just like, guys, they're gonna take me.
For Chopper not being like one of the main combatants, he's like so valuable.
I mean, yeah,
because he's
in this world where he just died from some sickness, yeah, you need him. But yeah, it was so funny. Like the arc was just so goofy, so comical. It has one of my favorite Zoro Sanji moments of them being so competitive, but then them working together. During one of the games where they're just like, yo, we can't lose anymore to crewmates. Like we gotta stop fucking around. Like we gotta actually like lock in. And then they actually start working together in tandem. And you really get to explore their relationship. But for the longest time, I genuinely thought that this was just like something they made up for the show because it feels so disjointed from everything. And they never bring that concept back. It's never like Luffy and them are running into like Law's crew and it's like, Law, I want to absorb your crew. We pretty much working together anyway. We're going to do whatever the pirate game is called. I forgot what it's called. And it's like nobody ever does it. Blackbeard's not out there trying to absorb different crews and stuff like that. It's just like a pirate concept that they bring out for that one arc that just kind of like expands the world. It's like, oh yeah, this happens before. Or this happens here where you can like just absorb other crews by doing these like, pirate games. So it was so goofy and so weird. Yeah,
so much. He just lost
I guess so.
team.
But it was just so weird. But it wasn't a filler. But it's one of my favorite arcs in One Piece, just because of how dumb it was. I love dumb stuff. Oh my goodness. But yeah, do you guys have any additional questions other than what's your favorite filler arc? Because the Mount arc was going to be mine. Because I love Bleach. I think Bleach is cool, and I did not realize it was filler. Bleach has one of my favorite fillers and one of the worst fillers. The fucking sword arc filler was garbage. Everybody's Zanpakuto's toes just turned to human.
The Zanpakuto arc was cool until I got to the part where they show you how to make Zanpakuto's, and I was like, oh, so the other one was just a lie. So like the simple story of it just fully denies that happens. So it's black and white. Like that is not how that goes.
Yeah, and then also in Bleach, the what is it? What's the arc with the other guys? Like when Ichigo loses his powers and he's trying to get him back, and he becomes the Fullbringer arc. That feels like filler for the longest time. I was like, what the? He lost his powers, he could get him right back, and then he gets some new powers, and then he just gets his powers back.
Both. Like, it felt like it needed to be there, but it didn't feel like it was structurally good enough to be
a main story.
So I was like
the best bit is the end. I was very
confused on like where I was supposed to be like standing in this arc. I was like, this is kind of what needs to happen, but this all feels like it's just going to not work. It feels like dude was trying to sell a pyramid scheme the whole time, and I was like, I don't know. And Ichigo just fell for it every step of the way, and I was like, come on, man.
Yeah, I was reading the manga actually, and they're just like, oh, Ichigo got a job. His boss is some lady that's like beat his ass and fight. I don't know what's going on. And then he's like, oh, he's gonna get a new power set. And he has like a little badge thing. He's like full bringing stuff. And then like it felt goofy. Like the entire like villain group felt goofy and didn't really feel super serious. The main guy was a super threat. His whole power set to be like, I can inject myself into your memories. That was crazy. I love that part.
Was wild.
That was awesome. Because like he just chilling at Ichigo's crib, and his whole family just like, hey, it's this guy. Remember this guy? He's your best friend.
He's been here with us since forever. It's like I met him today.
Yeah, and Ichigo just like losing the shit. Like that was awesome. I thought that was super duper cool. But everything else got dumb. But yeah, that's some good and bad filler, and I guess story arc that worked filler. Yeah, that worked
filler, half canon, whatever the fuck we got. We need a name for that.
Yeah, I don't know if that's a thing, but we need to coin a phrase. We need to coin that phrase. I don't know what I can come up with off the top of my head, but we'll do it. You guys can coin it in the comments section. Oh my goodness. But yeah, I guess we'll move on to the final topic of the day. we're gonna be bringing it down a little bit for the third topic. We're gonna be talking about some of the darkest anime moments. So I know we talked about it a little bit earlier. You know, we mentioned these moments because these are moments that are probably like stuck in your heart, stuck in your head that you think about from time to time. Just really, really messed up moments that happen in an anime, in a manga that really, really stuck out to you. And this is one that I feel like everybody will probably say. We alluded to it earlier. I'm going to start off with mine. It's 100% Shao Tucker and Nina. When I watched the original Full Metal Alchemist series, you know, I didn't know what I was getting into. I mean, in all honesty, Full Metal Alchemist starts off with a very fucked up moment. Just being honest, like Edward and
Yeah.
Al and their mother, and then him losing Al, losing his body, and having to like bring my brother back. And he's missing a leg, and he's trying to bring his brother's soul back from the abyss. Like the show starts off heavy, and I didn't know what to expect when I was a teenager. And I was like, I gotta watch more of this. And then they bring their mom back, and it's just like this little beef jerky woman on the floor, like And I was like, oh Jesus, what is going on?
Jerky woman.
I'm just like, what is going on here? But I 100% like when Ed and Al, you know, they're alchemists, or Edward's an alchemist, and we're watching him go through there, and he's trying to learn some information from Shao Tucker, who's like this amazing researcher. And he's seeing how Tucker is like dealing with like, oh, my government fund is going to get cut if I don't figure out like a new chimera or new invention. Trying to do all this stuff, and my wife is going, and I miss her so much, but I still have my daughter. I'm trying to work for her to make sure she's taken care of. And you feel so empathetic for him. And he's like this very empathetic character, and the relationship between Ed and Al and Nina, they're like, or like surrogate big brothers and everything like that. Like that was so nice and so wholesome. And you're just like, yeah, hopefully we can find some more lore about the world and what they can do to get the Philosopher's Stone. And then you get the reveal that this man made his wife into this is gonna be a spoiler, but a spoiler for Malcolm is classic anime. I feel like a lot of people watched it, but he made his wife to one of the chimeras. And then you find out that Nina was made into a chimera.
How they showcased that Nina was a chimera was like what made it so dark, because it wasn't just like oh, I made my daughter into a chimera, which would have been fucked up. It was Ed went down there and was like, where is Nina?
Ooh, boy.
That was what made it like super intense, because like you don't even think about the kid until like Ed asks, and you're like, oh wait, they aren't here now.
I was sitting there being like, there's no way. There's no way. And you get the reveal, and then you get the Edward, and I'm just like, what the fuck, man? Like that broke me. I cried with the original and Brotherhood. Like that's how messed up that is, dude. Like it got me, and it really like it's a moment that sticks with me forever.
The look on Ed's face when he turned around when Nina Chimera said that, and it was like it. I love those moments when like the anime characters like eyes, they basically lose the light in them. I was like, oh.
Yeah, just thinking about it is giving me goosebumps.
But yeah,
like like I can feel it like on my arm. I'm just like, it's such a good moment. Full Metal Alchemist is an amazing series that will go to those places. And it's very dark, and it's very messed up, and how they kind of like deal with it in both series. It's just like it makes me feel so bad, but good lord, Full Metal Alchemist is so good. And that's gonna be like an anime moment that sticks with me. And it's incredibly, incredibly, incredibly dark. And there's a lot of those moments, just honorable mention. Hughes, Lieutenant Hughes, man, I love them. Hughes is such a good character, man, and that shit hit me hard. Like, there's so many moments of Full Metal Alchemist.
It was
where I'm
so
just like,
fucked up for Hughes too,
Yeah.
because he even knew that wasn't his wife, but he was like, I still can't.
And you know how much he loves his family. That's his whole thing for the longest time. Look at my wallet. Look at my kid. And it breaks me, dude. Full Metal Alchemist is like top tier. Either one. The original anime, the manga, Brotherhood, amazing, phenomenal series. And that's my first darkest moment. What do you got for us,
So I have a list of a couple, but I wanted to clarify on like what exactly is a dark moment
What
for
what what does it mean to you?
it for me it's just kind of I have like different understandings of dark moments. There's a couple that are like that where they're like they have a large shock factor. There's other ones that are just like really murderous, and then there's other ones that are like damn kind of moments, you know. But I feel like that last one would be the one that I would lean towards the most because I don't watch a lot of like super dark anime. So a lot of mine would be more of the like uh depressive ones more so than like the like shock factor ones. Um for my first one, using that as the guideline, it would be the ending of Charlotte when uh I forget the main character's name, but he has a power that basically takes other people's powers, and the power is like an illness essentially. Well, no, there it's like considered an illness, but it is just like a power. It's just a superpower, but they only manifest in young people, and so these young people are being hunted for these powers. So the main character goes around the entire world literally stealing every single person's powers so that none of them have to be hunted anymore. And at the end of the series, or at the end of the season, I guess it is the end of the series, he loses his memory, and the thing that drove him to do that was a promise to his friend who would have been his girlfriend. And then when she sees him or like meets him in the hospital and he wakes up and goes, "Who are you?" It just breaks your heart. It breaks your heart because
Uh,
and she handles it like it was like so it's so damn, and then immediately goes into like super wholesome because in a lot of shows that'll like break the character and then they'll like walk out and they'll cry, but she like starts to break down and then quickly collects herself and then just like reintroduces herself as his girlfriend. So like she had an out and then she didn't take it because that like she liked him. So the scene was really, it was really a roller coaster, but it was really dark that he just like everything he did was for her and then lost it because he couldn't remember it. And then she
uh,
like salvaged it.
dude,
So yeah,
that sounds really good. That makes me wanna watch it now.
it
I
was
I
it was really
personally
good.
yeah, I personally love, like, the self-sacrificing characters. You know, we talked about a little bit, like, my love of the Tale or our love of the Tale series, and I love Colette as a character. Like, the fact that she was like, "Yo, I'm putting all of this on my back, and Imma sacrifice everything so that I can save the world because I think that's what I'm born to do." And for this guy to be like, "Yo, I wanna save all of these people from this suffering, and I'm gonna take your powers away from you," but at his you know, at the cost of everything that he was fighting for. Like, that's awesome, you know? Like, that's an awesome character, you know what I mean? And I've never watched Charlotte, and now I wanna watch Charlotte, even though that's probably, like, the ending and the big spoiler, but it makes me wanna watch
Yeah,
the show.
yeah, that is like the moment at the very
Yeah.
end. So yeah,
Now it's
definitely a
like, I
spoiler,
want
but
to experience
yeah,
it.
it's
Yeah.
definitely been out for a while. But it did fly a little bit under the radar, but everybody who has watched it was like, yeah, it was a good one.
Yeah.
Solid like 8.5 out of 10 at least. Definitely pick it up if you got time.
Okay. We gotta write this stuff down. Write this down. I'll
Write
make
that
a
down,
little
write that
note for it.
down.
'Cause that's like, the thing is, it's like, I'm a huge anime fan now, you know, I've been watching anime since I was a kid. Obviously, I work a lot. I do a lot of stuff, and I have less free time than I used to. But one of the reasons why I wanted to do this podcast so that we could do this. Me and you both have, like, wildly different anime taste and also anime experiences being fans. And we get to reach and talk to a bunch of different people, where we can meet and have all these questions and Q&As and talk to people who are enjoying the podcast, and they can share the things that they enjoy. They can share anime that really hit them, you know, close to home, or can share moments like this, like from Fullmetal Alchemist or from Charlotte that hit them hard. And I was like, if a moment like that a dark moment like that hits you to the point where you're remembering it, it had to hit because the show was good, that you were invested, that the characters were written well. So normally in shows like that where you're remembering something like a Nina or like the main character from Charlotte losing his memories and having that breakdown moment with his potential best friend, girlfriend. That's the tale of a good show. And I didn't want to bring up something like Clannad or Angel Beats, 'cause I feel
Yeah,
like
I didn't want to go
that's
straight
kinda
into
like
the like depression animes. Like I'll take a
yeah,
depressing moment from a not depressing anime, but like you said, Clanad and Angel Beats, they're structured to do that. So like
yeah, those are
these
like
ones that
scientifically created
yeah, these
to
ones
fuck
that
with.
are that I am going to talk about or bring up, they're ones that like you weren't ready for. So they kind of have like a level of shock factor. They're not like they don't have to be the thing that just like shatters your world, but
Yeah.
they are typically things that just like make you if you were on the edge of your seat, you just kind of sit back and you go,
Yeah, those moments sit with you, and you kinda gotta, like, process them sometimes. And it only hits that hard because you care, and
yeah,
that's always a good thing, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
there's shock value. I don't really care too much about shock value or just like, "Ooh, this guy you thought was cool, his head fell off. He dead now."
aha,
You know what I
gotcha.
mean? Yeah. Like, subverting expectations as well as, like, having these characters you are emotionally invested in, you wanna see their journey, and then something terrible happens to them. Um, it can really, really raise the stakes of the show that you're watching. Um, so that's one of the reasons why I thought it would be an interesting topic to talk about on the podcast.
Definitely,
So,
definitely good, definitely good.
yeah. Imma throw out
But
another one.
all right, yeah,
Imma throw out another one. I don't know if you wanna do one more for you as well, but I'll throw out another one. We gotta round it
yeah,
out. Keep it even. So, I'm a huge fan of Hunter x Hunter, and one of the best arcs in Hunter x Hunter is the Chimera Ant arc, and the moment that kinda got me was Hito destroying Kite, that's his name. I almost forgot for a second. But yeah, Pito versus Kite. Because that really got me. Like, so watching Hunter x Hunter, there's been like gruesome moments, right? And I got into Hunter x Hunter kind of late. I watched the old 99 anime back in the day, but they stopped after the Greed Island arc. So getting to see the Chimera Ant arc for the first time animated with the new 2011 series was like really cool. Because I stopped after the Greed Island arc. I was like, oh, but everybody was like, the Chimera Ant arc, you gotta watch it. It's so good.
yeah.
It's fantastic.
It
It's where
was like
Hunter x
the
Hunter
best
kind of
one.
changes. Yeah. So I was like, all right, I finally get to experience it. And there's been dark moments in Hunter x Hunter and like gruesome moments, like Gon loses a whole hand and arm pretty much in the Greed Island arc. It's like fucked up. I was like, oh, this poor kid, but then they kind of just fix it. But in the Greed Island arc, I was like, there's so many like really incredibly dark moments. Because if you guys don't know, Ant arc, there's these beings called Chimera Ants, and they feed on humans and take those humans that they're feeding on, or they take them to the queen. If the queen eats them, and the Chimera Ant eats humans, and then they'll change them into Chimera Ants. So they either like have the queen eat them, and then she like gives birth to like Chimera Ants that have like the attributes of the human, but they don't remember their life and they don't remember who they were, but they're now like a whole new being. And so there's like, yo, we need to exterminate these damn bugs, man. They gotta go because they are like a global threat if we let them like keep doing what they're doing. And one of the major moments from Hunter x Hunter, and this will be a spoiler, is pretty much Gon's mentor. So Gon's whole journey is that he's trying to find his father, Jin Freak. And he ends up doing his journey, meeting one of his father's best friends, Kite, who's like this really strong hunter that has a really, really interesting ability. And you get to see like, oh, this guy is on par with Gon's father. And he's like he was trained by Gon's father. He's really strong. You get to see that showcase. And he's like giving these like words of wisdom to Gon. And he's training him and helping him out and giving him advice. It was like really good. And it kind of became like this like younger brother, bigger brother relationship. That was really cool. But they keep raising the stakes in the background of all of that with the Chimera Ants being this threat on the island that they're currently located on. And they keep telling you, like, Gon, Killua, you guys are not ready for this. And the whole beginning of the arc is like Gon and Killua trying to show, like, yo, we can help. We're hunters. We can go in there and do that. And then the first time they step foot on the island and they're going out there, they're stopped by Chimera Ant. And they run into like one of the royal members of the Chimera Ant family, Pito. And Pito just the beginning of the fight, just boom, just speeds Bliss's Kite and takes his arm. And you're like, yo, Kite's way stronger than Gon and Killua. And you don't even know what happens. His arm is just gone. And Kite's just like, what? And then Gon and Killua are like freaking out. And Kite's like got this cool head. He's like, I'm missing the arm. I'm still going to fight. And he's like, y'all got to get out of here. I can't protect y'all. He's like, I can't. I need y'all to leave so I can fight and take care of this. Y'all got to go. I'll be fine. And he's like, cool, calm. He's not like sweating at all. You're just like, oh, well, this is crazy already, but I'm sure he got
it. He's got it.
Gon, Killua run. They leave. The next time you see Kite, decapitate. He's just a head on the floor. Head. And I'm just like, what the fuck? He was like the guy. He was the dude. I love the relationship between him and Gon. It was awesome. And he's just gone.
And I'm just like,
they just got there.
Before they decided to off him.
I was just like, what is going on? But then the thing is that he technically doesn't leave. Because Gon and Killua don't realize that he's dead. They think he's captured because the ants are capturing people, turn them into chimera ants. So they're thinking they're on this timetable to like, yo, we got to rescue Kite. We got to rescue Kite. Gon's like freaking out. He's like, I got to rescue him. And it's like this whole arc. It's just him be like, he's this lifeline to my dad. I need to rescue him. We have this relationship. And it was very quick. Yes. Like you said, he didn't get a lot of screen time or time with Gon. They just have like this shared bond because of Jin. But they don't know that he's dead. So they're just like, everything they're doing and risking their lives on this island is for naught because this man is dead. But then you got to see like everything that Pito is doing. There's a lot of like very dark scenes in Chimera Ant arc. That was one of the ones where just like, yo, they really like, yo, there's no joke going here. But like Pito, like examining Paco's brain, like it was like a Hannibal Lecter moment. I don't know if you remember that moment. Like he's trying to get information from one of the hunters they capture. So he just cuts off the top of his head. He's just literally picking apart in his brain. And like with like utensils trying to get him to speak and say information while he's trying to like, pretty much interrogate him. It's so gruesome, dude. It's so like the Chimera Ant arc is just so fucked. And it also has one of my favorite transformations in all the anime in it as well with Gon. I didn't want to put that on my list because I feel like that's a go-to.
I wanted the transformation to be like more addressed.
It kind of just like everything kind of goes crazy.
It's kind of one of the most bullshit transformations where it comes out of fucking nowhere with no explanation, and then they explain the effects of it, and like, dude, he just ends up in the hospital, and then you're like, is there like anything else? Is there a way
my
to
thing
fix
about it? My thing about the transformation, because it is like they build up to it like throughout the entire arc. Everybody's kind of talking about like the darkness and Gon after the whole Kite thing, right?
Yeah.
And the thing that I like about the transformation is that it sucks. Like it is an ass pull, and that's why it completely like murders his ass. Like it's an ass pull transformation that he gave up his entire life for, and he barely got the job done, and it sucks, and then he's dead pretty much.
Yeah, I was like, I was super confused because I was under the assumption that like Gon was the main character, and I'm like. You did not give me an explanation on how he can get his abilities back. This is just like a straight up dead end.
He's no longer the main character after that.
Like they either tricked me into thinking he was the main character, or they're just gonna pick a new one. So
man, they're the whole group. They're the quadragonists.
Not anymore.
Well, yeah, now it's the tree antagonists. But yeah, that's one of the darkest moments. Just like the Kite situation really like raises the stake, and there's a lot of like fucked up shit in the Chimera Ant arc. I would highly recommend Hunter x Hunter. It's so good. Even your cat recommends Hunter x Hunter. All right, so let's round it up.
Right.
Gideon Vix, what is your next darkest moment in anime?
All right, so I was going to put the. Almost probably, I think, the entire season of season 4 for Danmachi on there. The entire thing is like every single episode is like almost the end of the world.
Wait.
Like, well, like
I'm very confused. Because I'm what 4 episodes into Danmachi. I was like, this shit all cute.
So
Tessie and them all jiggling around.
I'm going to give you another one because this is a massive spoiler.
I assume
a lot of things. Because actually, I think it's season 5 actually that is there in their dark moments. But when you find the Juggernaut that's when you know it's about to happen.
I'm
So
the juggernaut,
yeah,
bitch. Like what?
when they talk about the juggernaut, then you know that shit is about to get dark, like really
Oh
dark.
no! I'm
Uh,
gonna hear the word juggernaut. I'm gonna start sweating like that Jordan Peele gif. It's just
Actually,
like,
you'll know something's wrong before you even hear that.
oh
One of
lord.
the characters just starts absolutely losing her shit, and like you spend so long going, what the fuck is it, what the fuck is wrong? Like she has the like traumatized eyes where her eyes like shrink, she gets like all the wrinkles under her eyes, just like starts shaking people. She is like
Oh
absolutely
lord.
fucking losing it, and it's like it's one of the characters that's like always really cool. So when she's like absolutely losing your shit, you're like, oh no.
Okay, I'm gonna let you get to your topic, but this is breaking my brain. Because literally the last episode I stopped off on, Belle and like the Adventure Guild woman is like going out on a shopping
I'm
date.
telling you, man, the series gets way fucking better after the first like couple episodes of the
So you
first
telling me
season.
they're not picking up girls in dungeons? What the fuck?
No. That does he get? I don't think he picks up any in the dungeon. He gets with a couple of, or not like gets with them, but like they kind of hang around him. But I don't think he finds any of them in the dungeon.
Oh
So
lord.
it's kind of
Okay, okay, okay.
funny.
I'm
But
gonna watch that much. But here, what's your
the
next?
actual dark anime moment that I could talk about was the from Dororo was the scene that Dukes brought up earlier with her question, when he when Hyakimaru was the name of the guy who got all of his limbs stolen. He had found uh essentially like a place for him, like a place to belong, really, and it was like with this girl who she took care of like a bunch of kids, and they lived like kind of out in the middle of nowhere, and they were just like, you know, they had this house, and then Dororo and Hyakimaru, they kind of stayed there for a little bit, and when Dororo and Hyakimaru, they went out for, I forget why they left initially, but when they came back, they were all dead. Like they were
Yeah.
all just like all the children, the girl were like dead and or dying, and it was like it was not a pretty sight. And then Hyakimaru, who can't even really speak, he just starts doing this like I don't even know how to describe it. It is like the most desperate
Yeah.
like
Like
scream.
whale.
Yeah,
Yeah.
whale. There you go. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like a
Because I've
demonic
seen this.
whale, and he's like, when he does it, even though he can't speak, and he just does this whale, your heart just sinks from it, and then he just goes absolutely berserk, and he just
Yeah.
starts fucking straight up murdering everybody. And like up to that point, he was basically only killing demons, and then this happened, and he just goes on a like a massive murder spree right
It's
there. He lost
crazy,
everybody. He's not
dude.
giving a shit. And it was like it was bad because all the kids were dead. It was bad because the girl was dying. It was bad because dude did that whale. It was bad because everybody started dying, and then Dororo had to calm him down, and he was just like hyperventilating. It was so fucking wild.
Yeah.
It's like the whole series was like kind of dark in a sense, but that moment, that scene was like it was like putting a well, it's like, you know, demons are evil, so they just like you kill them and you're like, okay, we're good. But you killed the demon, good
Yeah.
job. But it was like it was putting the dark side of humanity right in your fucking face.
Yeah.
And then like when you saw that, it felt worse than what demons do. It felt worse because demons, there you feel like they're just like naturally inclined to target humans and stuff. So when they do bad things, you're like, oh damn, that sucks. But when humans do it, they're fully aware that what
Yep.
they're doing is widely considered bad. So so them doing it is just like that is fucked. And then well then Hyakimaru go on the murder spree is just like you don't even really see him show any emotion up until that point. And then all of it floods in at once. And it hits so hard that like you almost couldn't even turn the show off if it was like graphic or whatever, because you're just sitting there like, damn. That
Yeah.
whole thing happened.
It's fucked up. Cause yeah, I
Is
remember watching
bad.
that. Yeah, I remember watching that and the build up to it. Cause like they're pretty much like living them. They become like this little family, and then the
Yeah.
older girl is just like going out to work, and you see what she does for her work,
Yeah, which is
and it's just
also
like,
sad in a way. Like,
yeah, I'm
because
just
because
like,
she doesn't really want to do that. Like, she's not doing it because she wants to. She's doing it because she has to, and it kind of makes you feel bad for her. So
and so
that
just like all the
also
kids are
adds
just
to it
like,
fucking sucking because it's like they're already in a desperate spot doing
yep.
desperate measures, and then they come back and bandits decide that they want to be bad people. So
Yeah, I was gonna, because I know we talked, you referenced it earlier, and we were gonna talk about it, and I was wondering because I've only seen so much of the show, I wasn't able to finish it because I was watching it with a friend of mine, and we just never went back to it. And you know how it is when you watch a show with somebody else, you don't want to go on without them.
right, yeah.
So I was like, but I remember that. I seen that, and yeah, that was brutal. That anime
Yeah.
is really good, man.
Yeah, I'm
And
really glad that they did a remake for it because I went to see what the original looked
those
like,
those
and
60s show,
I would have never fucking watched that. So I'm
you don't want
so
to see
glad.
Astro Boy with all this
Yeah,
meat going.
I'm so glad they remade it because they did so good on the remake. The animation was so good. The animation depth was good. The like story depth was good. I'm sure the story depth was good like in the original, but like at this point it was so old that I just wouldn't have given it a chance. I was convinced to give it a chance because of the remaster, so I'm so glad that I did because it was a very 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 good anime. Like 9.5 out of 10 or higher. It was very fucking good.
Yeah, I gotta finish. But yeah, guys, I think a very somber way to end the podcast. But we gotta talk about these things. They're very important because like I said earlier, they add weight to the story. Those moments resonate with you, and they only matter, and you only remember them because you care, and it's from good shows. So if those moments were shocking to you, those moments were like, oh my god, I can't believe something like that would happen. I would highly recommend you giving those shows a shot if you haven't watched them. Just try to like Men in Black, neuralize yourself and forget about it, and just go through so you can understand why those moments hit. And if you have any moments in any show that hit like that for you, please drop them down in the comments because we want to check them out. It might be something that we watched, something like, oh man, I totally forgot about. And you just have this classic show that you just like, oh yeah, I remember that, man. That was rough for me. I remember all my friends. We talked about it when it happened. When that episode released. Like it's there's so many moments like that in anime, and it's nice that you can have that depth in these animes and in these shows where you can have those happy moments, those somber moments, those dark and disturbing moments. It is Anime is a medium and it's a genre. A lot of different genres in that medium. It's not just all Goku punching people. Got moments like Edward, you know what I mean? And anime is fantastic. So we got to celebrate the highs and the lows.
Lows.
But thank you guys so much for watching the DNAnime Podcast. I hope you guys enjoyed this, our 5th episode. We will be back with episode 6 next weekend. We record these live on twitch.tv / beautiful _ crow and Big Seal. We'll have that all in the descriptions of YouTube if you guys want to join in on the conversation live. Other than that, the podcast episodes are posted on our YouTube channel, DNAnime on YouTube, as well as on your local podcast provider. All the popular ones. And I'll be working on putting them on more places. But thank you guys so much for being here live. Thank you guys so much for enjoying the podcast in VOD, video on demand format, or through the audio podcast services. If you guys are enjoying the podcast, please hit us a like button, hit that subscribe button on YouTube, as well as give us a rating and review on the podcast service of your choice. It really does help the discoverability and the searchability of the podcast, and it'll help bring us up. But thank you guys so much for all your support. Thank you guys for being here. And yeah, we love anime, and we're going to share that love with you guys every single week. We'll be back.
Now we can go into the live discussion part.
Now we go to the live discussion. I had to do that because we never end the podcast, and I'm just like, listen to the audio, and I'm just like, oh, we just stop.
You
just
sound like you scripted that out. Did you write that, or did you just come up with
not
that
at all.
now?
I just came up with it right now.
That's good.
This is what I do, man. You guys don't understand. I pull shit out of my ass all the time. That's how I get so many jobs. That's what I do in job interviews.
I do not. I'm pretty sure it's astonishing that I even have a job. Like, I'm so fucking bad at doing that.
Oh my god. All right. So let me change the title.
Sora, I want to know what the hell is going on with the manga version of the Chimera Ant arc, because you put it in my chat and Crow's chat as a question. Why is that so bad? What happened? Or did you just put it in mine and then go, oh, he's Crow's the one talking about it, so you just went over to his?
Oh, maybe.
I was just like, you seem really dedicated to letting us know that it was extra bad.
You're like, somebody needs to know the horrors I see.
They need to know I've seen things.
But yes, I guess we can answer that question from Sora, Joe. Did you know, or did I know that the manga arc of that is much worse? I don't know, actually. I didn't read the Hunter x Hunter manga. I probably need to, even though I know that obviously Togashi, he was very sick and his body's like super messed up. When I heard this man be like, "Yeah, I can't sit down and take a shit. I have to shit in the bathtub, like laying down."
Oh, you mean worse, like graphically?
Oh, they show the Ant Queen eating the humans as the balls and chopping them up in ball parts. Oh, yeah. I mean, I'm not surprised that they would censor some of that stuff. It is very fucked up.
I thought you were about to tell me like the story was fucked. It was like missing pages, panels were blank.
Oh, yeah. I mean, in that situation, I wouldn't be surprised. I don't know how healthy he was at that moment during the Chimera arc, but yeah, I know like he's dealing with a lot of physical ailments, and that's why a lot of the current chapters are just like text in boxes, or the art isn't as good because he's just like doing a lot of health issues. No, it just shows all that. Okay, but yeah, there's a lot of like really messed up dark moments, like the two kids on the farm or whatever with their mom, and then the Chimera ants come and they eat them, and then you see the Chimera ant versus the kids become like main guy with the wings or whatever. He's like the kid that got ate, and it's just like the Chimera arc is so fucked. It's so fucked up. But yeah, it's a lot of moments like that. But yeah, I think this is another good episode of the podcast. I'm mucho excited. I have a blast. I hope you are doing well. I know you coughed a little bit here and there. I hope you're doing a little bit better and did you wreck your voice?
No, I feel like I'm pretty fine. This cough
drop
that I took at the beginning was really good. At the very beginning, I was really struggling with the coughing. Talking really like made it worse. So I grabbed a cough drop and it just like completely went away.
Get you some good old Halls.
Yeah.
The DNAnime Podcast sponsored by Halls. Not really.
Please.
Please
consider.
Give me your money. But yes, Nova, I don't know how to discuss that for the Q&A wrap-up portion of the podcast.
Watching Higurashi? I don't think I'll ever watch Higurashi all the way through. I've seen enough clips to know what kind of anime it is, and I'm like, this is not for me.
I mean, I've heard, so Nova, maybe you can break this down for me, because I heard about Higurashi. I don't know much about it, right? And then there's the new Higurashi, and I thought it was a remake, but apparently it's not a remake. Is it a sequel? What is it? Is it a redo of the anime? I'm so confused about that. Is he discussing a boy love topic? Maybe. I mean, Yaoi is.
Have you seen Boy Love Sonic Knuckles?
What?
With the wide gay sex emote?
Is that from something?
What, the Sonic Knuckles thing?
The emote, yeah, the emote.
No, it's like somebody.
Oh, okay. Because I know the Mario Sonic gif of them like kissing and making out. I'm just like, what the fuck?
Oh, I don't think I've seen that one.
You look it up right now. This is an anime topic related. Look it up right now. But yeah, okay, so it's a new season.
Out?
No, it's Sonic and Mario.
Oh, Mario.
Yeah, it's fucking. I'm like, why? Why is this a thing?
Why is that a top search on Google?
The GIF is wild, dude.
Oh my god, there's so many of them. There's so many different ones. What the? Which
it
ones
was teased as a,
are you specifically
you'll
talking
know.
about?
It's go look rotoscope. It was teased as a remake of the OG series. Then they announced it at the end of the first episode. Oh, so they kind of got you. But yeah, no, I just remember seeing that for the first time. I don't remember why. And I was just like, man, what the fuck? Actually, I think it was actually from Sea Dog Titus. I think that was the first time I saw it. I was just like, what the fuck is this?
What?
Big old gotcha. The Mario Luigi or the Mario Sonic thing or whatever.
Really? I saw the wide gay sex emote on fucking Sea Dog's channel too.
I'm sensing the theme here. But yeah, so I don't know. I'll watch Higurashi. I don't give a fuck. I want to watch Madoka Magica. I've never seen it. and I thought it was just like, oh, magical girl anime. And I was like, I like Card Captain Sakura and Sailor Moon, but magical girls ain't really like my area expertise. So I don't really watch it that much.
Watched one season of Madoka Magica, and I thought it was over after that. And then
apparently it's more.
Yeah, and then like 5 years later, there's suddenly just like 10 seasons of it and 6 movies, and I'm like, what? There's like I'm still seeing clips of one of the girls just like going back in time and whatever, and I'm like, wait, how can you still have stuff for me? There was like 12 episodes in that season I watched, and I was like, none of this looks familiar.
Yeah, I'm not sure, but I heard that it subverts some stuff and it's really good. There's a wholesome kawaii magical. That's all I thought. Like whenever I saw a clip of Madoka Magica,
I saw the moment where it was no longer a wholesome kawaii magical anime girl.
I need to watch it. Do we do it in Discord? I need to watch it because I don't know what it is yet. I just know that it does good like crazy. But I don't quite know when that happens. Maybe I need to watch Madoka. Maybe we'll put Higurashi on the back burner and watch some Madoka Magica.
Madoka Magica is probably more like relevant. Higurashi is just something that you tell people to watch when you want to fuck with them.
What is wrong with you? What is wrong with you guys? I mean, freaks. But yeah.
It's like all those trolls out there that tell newcomers to watch Boku no Pico.
Yeah, Alcatraz.
You want anime fans in here or not?
I know.
I believe you, I believe you, Nova. It's just that more people know about Madoka Magica already than people that watch Higurashi, because magical anime girl is a lot more like I guess I won't really say relatable, but a lot more people tend to watch that type. But a lot less people watch horror.
Yeah. The Alcatraz, he had the paws fall out. He's like, "What? You're quick to drop the Boku no Pico in chat." When somebody like talking about anime.
Alcatraz probably hadn't even seen it himself.
No, I highly doubt it.
Watch it first.
Alcatraz, after you do Dark Souls, make that a channel port roar.
Oh, stream watching all. I'll start watching on other channels so I can make that.
Oh Lord! Anyway, enjoy Fallout when you were wicked. Enjoy Fallout when you were wicked. Don't worry about that.
Myself. If you've seen it, you don't admit to it. That's true.
I mean, that's true. That's true. I mean, I haven't actually watched it. I just know of it and seen the one photo of like the show, and I just know what it is.
I got like 2 episodes and was like, "Oh, I see."
Oh, I see. Yeah, I'm fine. Never actually knowing. I'm not. Is it 2?
I had to know for sure.
Yeah. It gets bad in the first episode. Okay, Alcatraz probably seen more than I have. I legit haven't seen. I haven't seen anything of Boku no Pico. Like everybody was talking about it and making a joke, like you need to watch it, and I'm just like, I saw the photo of them like sitting together or whatever.
I kind of wanted to watch it just because I was like, I want to know why it was like such a troll to tell everybody to watch that. So I was like, all right, I'll watch it so that I can troll people by telling them to watch it. And then I was like 2 episodes in and was like, you know what? Maybe I won't do that.
Oh my goodness. But yeah, no. Yeah, that's a wild one. Oh no, but I was gonna ask you. So what's the series or the anime where it's like the anime or manga characters come into the real world and it's like a magical girl that there we go. Thank you. I didn't know.
I love that show. That was so good.
I heard such good things.
It was so unique and so good. It should have gotten more seasons. I don't know how many seasons, but it should have gotten more. It was so good.
I heard when I actually heard the synopsis of like what the show's about, I was like, this seems so interesting. I was like, I want to watch this. I heard so many good things from people about Recreators.
Released on fucking Prime Video.
Fuck. Well, luckily I have Prime. And if you have Amazon Prime, you have a free monthly sub that you can give to either me or Vix, or I'm not even gonna say your favorite streamer. Just give it to Vix. Amazon Prime. If you have it,
he does more work than I do.
No, link it to your Twitch, and then actually, I think I linked mine because I got it for Fall 76. So yeah, I will be doing that as well. I will practice what the fuck I preach.
You not use your Prime sub?
I don't have Prime. Val has it, and I literally was like, "Hey man, give me your account real quick."
Duke's actually, we share an account, and so
we split it.
Yeah, she gives me her Prime.
Yeah, so I have HBO Max and Disney Plus and Netflix, and then Val has Hulu and Amazon Prime, and we kind of like split the cost that way.
Wait, there are only 3 episodes of it?
Wait, what?
Boku no Pico? There's only 3 episodes?
Oh Lord! All right, you keep entertaining YouTube and the chat. I got to pee. I'll be right back.
All right, YouTube, in the chat down below, tell me how many episodes you have watched of Boku no Pico. Everybody reveal it yourselves right now. May God forgive you. Come. Oh, you know what? We need to do like a I'm gonna write this down. I want to do a how do I phrase it? I want to do like a like an anime sins. So like I want to do a more live one where the whole thing is just chat just telling us their anime sins, and then me and Crow will like decide if God forgives you or not. C-Dog did something similar, but I want to do it specifically for anime and video games. I feel like that would be hilarious. Kind of out of myself? I didn't even know how many episodes there were. What do you mean? You added yourself. You said there's 4. I thought there was 3 after you said 3, and then you corrected yourself. So who's really the DJ in here? Well, we already know that, but you don't know. Before I met you, I thought I was the fucked up one. I'm glad you raised the bar for me a little bit.
All I heard was before I met you, I thought I was the crazy one. What's going on here?
I told Nova I thought I was the fucked up one. And then
It was wild. Again, living up to the DGen title.
I was telling chat that one of our podcasts should be just like a full live where it is chat just telling us their anime sins, and then we decide if God forgives them or not.
What I want to do is, so we should do that because that's good content, but we should make them do audio recording, and we have to do the whole like I mean I'm Muslim, so I don't know how it goes, but the whole like spiel before you like confess your sin.
Oh yeah,
play the audio, and then we got to talk about it. It's just like, all right, man, you going straight to hell. You going straight to hell. You got to do anime hell. Got to keep it thematic. HFIL or whatever. I would transfer though. But yeah, send them straight to hell.
What? HFIL?
Yeah, that was the censorship in Dragon Ball Z when Goku fell off Snake Way and went to hell. They didn't call it hell in America. They called it HFIL. It was like home for infinite losers. Yeah, whatever it was. Yeah. And it was so stupid, but I remember the shit when I was a kid. But yeah, we got to send people to Hiffle if your sins are too bad.
Yeah, straight to Hiffle.
But yeah, but yeah, I think that would be a good one. I think that's good content, and you guys can give us content ideas in our Discord, !Discord, in both of our chats. You guys come warm cookies in the oven. You got brought enough to share with the stream and chat, JStor.
You shared with the class.
I know. I want some cookies. Even though every time somebody says that whenever I eat a ice cream sandwich on screen, I was like, it's mine. Get out of here. I'm trying not to be a fat boy, but Val brought over donut, ice cream, brownies. I was just like, you trying to make me fat again for my body warm. That's all she wants. She's like, you so skinny now. I was like, damn. M&M chocolate chip. Oh my goodness. You just bragging now. Oh my goodness. But yeah, man, I hope you guys are like legitimately enjoying the podcast. Like, thank you guys so much for being here and sticking it out. I know it's not the normal content on my channel or Vix's channel. Obviously, we both love anime. We talk about it all the time, and I'm happy that we have this outlet to kind of like talk about it and this new venture. One of my major goals for this year, outside of just pushing it, is to branch out, do other content on other platforms. I think a podcast is a good way to do it because one of the reasons why I do this because I just love talking about shit that I'm passionate about, and also hopefully we can get some new people in listening. But we don't even know. A lot of people who listening on Spotify or on the podcast services, they might not even know that we Twitch streamers or who the hell we are. So it's interesting to be able to kind of like reach different people and kind of like branch out. And I appreciate you guys supporting us in this endeavor. Like, it means the fucking world to me that we can do this. Hopefully entertain you guys and get to talk about anime and just hang out. We're gonna keep working on it and making it better. Doing like little specials like that would be a ton of fun. and then we're gonna work on other ways of doing different stuff. So I'm gonna make a TikTok for the channel so that we can just post like when we're talking about topics and then like little cuts, or whatever. And then I'll try to edit some fun stuff up for that. So I'll try to release at least one from each episode going forward. I'm gonna go through each episode. The first one, 1,000%, is gonna be Vix's incorrect opinion about Cowboy Bebop. I have it written down in my Word doc.
Look, okay, so the anime fans have to have a favorite, and I just decided to take one for the team, right?
What do you mean? What about that one guy who came here and said, "Can black people be?" I think you his favorite. I don't think he liked me.
I don't know. I told him he had 5 minutes to stop being racist, and he didn't come back. So I don't think he liked me very much either.
Real. Yeah. You lost that. You could have had a fan right there. That was wild to start off. Jesus. I saw that and I immediately went to bed. I was like, that's not my chat. Fuck. What a loss.
I know, damn.
Dude, Jay Storms, if you're enjoying the conversation here.
That guy's name? Can I see his name?
I don't know. But yeah, if you
ban him in your chat.
Oh, true. I probably should do that.
Oh,
but
no, it deleted. Oh, wait. Forson93.
Oh my God.
Preemptively banned his mother. Wait, can I? Wait, I might be able to.
Might be able to. You're a mod in my stream.
Yeah.
But yeah, Jay Storms, if you want some legitimate like recommendations for anime, like really good anime that I think that you will enjoy. I mean, some of the ones that we talked about today, sucker. I just saw pop up Vic's band. But yeah, we can give you recommendations, man. Like, what kind of stuff do you like? What genre do you like? What kind of stories do you like? What's like one of your favorite movies?
What do you watch in like real life shows right now?
Yeah, like what's a good show that you like, TV show, or a good movie that you like? We can give you a recommendation, man. You can just sit down and give it the old shot. Anime is fantastic. It gets a bad rap because of, hentai or weird anime fans and otaku culture and stuff like that. Like people
jump into the discords. Our resident Nova over here is a god at recommendations.
Dude, I thought about having like a Nova corner where we just bring Nova in to like do a review of something, like Nova's review of this. I think that would be funny because he's going off on reviewing stuff. Action Kung Fu. Now I watch Teen Wolf, Smallville, Cobra Kai, to name a few. Dude, I mean, honestly,
literally anything martial arts would be right up your alley. Dragon Ball Z.
Dragon Ball Z. Windbreakers is current. I don't know how good it's going to stay, but I'm really enjoying it. Yu Yu Hakusho, I think, would be a good one, a classic.
Yu Yu Hakusho is not really martial arts focused as much as it is like super powered though, but it would be a pretty decent.
Yeah, but I mean, it's a lot of brawling. You can't be beating the shit out of people. But yeah,
like he's more of a street brawler than a martial artist. Some like actual martial, like Dragon Ball Z was one.
Baki the Grappler's one. Dragon Ball Z is another.
Is like you have to have been watching it for a while because its animation style is like really ugly.
Yeah, no, I'm a Superman fan. Dragon Ball Z would probably be up your alley then. Let me think. What would be else? Because I mean, he's
Invincible?
the closest.
Does that count? Count Invincible? Yeah.
I don't count it as anime. That was one of the things I wanted to do. What's up, Ronan? That's one of the things I wanted to do. Is one of the. Wait, I don't know if I wrote it down, but honorary anime was one of the topics I was going to think of today. And thinking about shows like Avatar. Yeah, because I was like Avatar. I looked up some. I was like Avatar, Animatrix. I was consider one. Boondocks. I would kind of consider. I mean, they literally did the whole fight scene between like Naruto or Sasuke versus Orochimaru in the fucking episode of Boondocks. But yeah, Kung Fu Hustle is live action anime. I mean, pretty much. But yeah, I wouldn't count Invincible as anime, but Invincible is really fucking good. What would be a good?
I do not have a lot of like martial arts ones. I have a bunch that
Nishi's Greatest Disciple is really fun.
Oh yeah, that's definitely a good one. It's kind of long though for startup.
I would say Tenjo Tenjei if you like it. I mean, that's very martial arts focused. Is very etchy as well, but not as bad as like what's that other one?
Kind of hard to recommend. Oh, dude, you know what's a martial arts one that's like hard to recommend?
What
have you seen? Oh fuck, I forgot the name.
You will watch these on Crunchyroll. I used to have a sponsorship with Crunchyroll. Ranma Half would be a good one. Yeah, Ranma Half is good. Classic, also kind of etchy but good. Ooh, well, now I'm just thinking about like Tenchi and shit, but that's just me just thinking about anime I like. Any vampire? Ooh, that's a good one. Hellsing. I would highly
Sekirei.
recommend Hellsing.
Sekirei.
Sekirei, yeah, that's the other one I was thinking of. I was like, I could not watch fucking Sekirei. I could not recommend
Dude,
that shit.
I don't know what it was. I loved watching Sekirei. All right, maybe it was the
Well, it's
DGen coming out of
stupid.
me, but yeah, that shit was awesome.
Every time like main character girl get punched, titty just fly out. Like, all her clothes just blow off.
The one that was martial arts focused that was like really pushing it too far was Sumomomomomomo.
Oh yeah, I never watched it. Yeah,
And like the whole thing is about the chick trying to like get pregnant off the dude. So,
wait, what?
Yeah, like she tries to train him to be the best fighter so that he can win the tournaments, so that he can like impregnate her.
Well, yeah, Teen Titan. I would say Teen Titans would be a fucking. I told you to call it Nova
The
Note.
original.
But yeah, Teen Titan is. I would say that's like that. That's one of the topics I really want to bring up because there's so many people who grew up as anime fans who are now. Yeah, Castlevania was another one of like honorary like anime for me. But yeah, there's so many people who were anime fans growing up that are now in the industry, like doing like TV shows now. So you can see like anime influence in Western media now, whereas like you watch, Enter the Spider-Verse, and you're like, oh, these are all these anime ass shots, or Creed 3. They literally do the Goku like Dragon Ball Z like gut punch and like reaction shot from Dragon Ball Z. Like Michael B. Jordan said, like they did it because he loves Dragon Ball Z. He wanted that shot in the show. So it's like when Piccolo's fighting 17 and they're just punching each other in the guts. Like he did that shot with Jonathan Majors in Creed 3 because anime. Like it's fucking crazy. Okay, I have a question. Out of all the animes, who is the one character that is the strongest? Oh my god, that's tough. Jay Storms, who's like, I don't watch anime, but I'm a power scaler already. They got you too. Yeah, no, this bot shit is going crazy. Yeah, probably Saitama from One Punch Man. Other than that, what's a character that's pretty much God?
So the three characters that I can think of off the top of my head go in the following order: Sailor Cosmo, Shiro Bancho Man, and then Rimuru Tempest, the light novel version.
Wait, Shiro Bancho Man, who is that?
That is the main character from Fire Force. He ends up into a position where he just like starts creating universes by walking. So he's like,
I need to finish Fire Force, dude.
It's not in the anime. I haven't read the manga for it, but I've been told plenty of times about Shiro Bancho Man's abilities.
Yeah.
Sailor
Cosmos is Sailor Moon
because Blood Lad was actually potentially going to be really good.
I read the manga
Shinra
and I was just like, I was enjoying it.
Yeah.
Yeah, when you said Shinra Bancho, I was like, who's that? But it's Shinra, and then Bancho Man is like his transformation. But yeah, Sailor Cosmos is Sailor Moon's like galactic form, I guess.
Yeah, Sailor Moon has like a galactic evolution where she becomes Sailor Cosmo, and she just like can create universes by breathing. Only 10 episodes, but yeah, it was like Bloodlight was so good. I'm so mad that they didn't keep going. The dude in Bloodlad does a Kamehameha wave.
Yeah, it's so sick, dude. I love with anime characters in other shows like Slime.
I really wanted to watch Gintama for that reason.
Yeah,
but I was so late that I was like, damn it.
Yeah, the only Gintama I've seen was the movie, and I was like, I know it's supposed to be a comedy, but I was like, I feel like I don't know, maybe it's just edgy teenage me, but I was like, this shit ain't funny. So I didn't watch Gintama, but everybody says Gintama's so good. I want to sit down and watch it. Also, technically, Shin Mori from God of High School, but it depends on how you scale his Nirvana because he can kick universes out of existence, kill fifth dimensional beings. I don't know shit about what.
I mean, even by that description, he still loses to all three people that I listed.
My kids like My Hero because I believe it's called. Yeah, My Hero is anime. My Hero's really good. Like
definitely good.
Thing.
It does fall square into the starter pack. If you want to watch anime, My Hero is just like objectively good to start with.
And you say like Superman.
Don't fucking talk to the people that say that they watch it all the time. Don't talk to the fandom.
Yeah.
Don't talk to them. They're gonna fuck it up for you. Just stay here.
You'll be safe. You'll be safe here.
The show is good. The people that will obsess over the show are not good.
They're weirdos. But yeah, My Hero is great. If you want a Superman allegory, All Might is fantastic for that. And he's a really interesting character. He's not technically the main character. But yeah, I would highly recommend if you like Superman,
Gilgamesh from the favorites. He's not even that strong. Gilgamesh, he's like planetary, I think. Not even.
Yeah, Crunchyroll is where you can watch him. Most of the anime that we list out, you can watch on Crunchyroll. And I think they have a free tier where you just have to deal with ads. You can watch it without buying. I have the premium tier because I fucking despise ads. And the
I
whole
have
myth
the
of being like, we
ultimate
can
fan
support.
tier, so I can get the swag bag every year.
Yeah, I don't do that. I was like, man, fuck that. Wait, is that how you got the Jogo
Hey,
hat?
yeah,
Where's the
that's
Jogo
right.
hat?
Yeah, I got my
Ah,
Jogo hat right here.
put it on, Jogo hat.
This is what you get for being a premium fan, a champion fan.
I remember when you got that and you pulled it out and you put it on and you're like, can I put the headphones on it? And you're like, nope.
Shit.
But yeah,
I've been trying to decide what I
Crunchyroll.
want to do with that hat for the longest time.
So
Probably just
for a
get rid of
beginner,
it.
other than watching Dragon Ball series, would you recommend me getting into what would you recommend just to get me into anime? My Hero is good for a
Here's a
starter
good
pack.
one. Demon
Demon
Slayer.
Slayer,
If you
yeah.
want one that's like not super long, Demon Slayer is probably better than My Hero. They're both really good, and they're both like starter pack anime where they give you the tropes that fall in line with a lot of other anime, so you get more familiar with how anime like portrays itself. My Hero does some more of the like more overdone ones than Demon Slayer does. Like there's a character in My Hero that just ignore him. Just
Yeah, diaper baby.
yeah, fucking
Just ignore
grape
diaper
diaper
baby.
baby. Just ignore him. He doesn't get any better. He's not cool. He doesn't say anything interesting. Just ignore him.
I mean, he does get better, but he's pretty much not a character at all anymore.
Yeah, he's just a fucking parasite. He's awful.
Yeah, they get rid of the bad bit of him, but he just kind of is there, and that's about it.
Yeah.
Although in the beginning of My Hero, the main character is whiny, but he gets better. Yeah, I mean, I see that complaint all the time,
yeah,
but I
like,
never.
People don't use that correctly. I mean, like,
Yeah.
If your friend was being devoured by a literal liquid monster, you trying to tell me that you wouldn't be scared to tears? You trying to tell me in a world
As
where
a
superpowers
14-year-old
exist, as a 14-year-old with no powers, that you wouldn't be scared? So I know plenty of people that will fucking walk outside in the dark and start crying. Like, come on.
Thanks, man. I appreciate that. You are more than welcome, Jay Storms. Like, I legitimately want more people to get into anime. Anime is as popular as it's ever been in the States. Like, it's insanely popular. There's so many people who are getting into it. And I think anime is great. Like, I love it. And for the longest time, it wasn't cool to like anime. You know what I mean? I was relentlessly picked on when I was younger for liking
Violet
Dragon Ball Z.
Evergarden is very good.
I haven't watched it.
I feel like I wouldn't recommend it to somebody brand new, though. I feel like some of the nuance of it might be lost on them. It is very well animated, and the story is very well told. It just seems like something that you wouldn't start with.
Yeah, I would say that. It's like, there's some animes where I was just like, you can't start with because you got to kind of have like context, anime and anime tropes. I'm trying to think of what off my head. I had one before.
I feel like somebody brand new to anime, their first issue with Violet Evergarden is that she's going to have like metal arms. And like as an anime fan, you've seen people just like have like fully functioning prosthetics before, but it'll be like a point of contention where they'll be like, you can't just have arms that work like that. You just gotta accept that. There's like an unspoken rule of, well, that's just anime that you have to get used to for that.
Oh, free? Okay. I was wondering, I was like, are you saying that Violet Evergarden is free? Or are you talking about the swimming anime that is free? Also, my computer's like about to blow up.
Yeah, your camera has been like slowly freezing more and more as the podcast
right now
went on.
I was hoping that I fixed it. I don't know if it kept doing it, but like now everything's just chugging. Like I'm getting like no frames right now.
Yeah, I can see it.
I don't know why. I don't know what the hell's going on.
I was at school and watching Power Rangers. People thought it was stupid. Something was seriously wrong with me. Now people my age these days saying, yeah, Power Rangers was a shit. And I'm standing here like, what the fuck, dude? That's how we all were, because now the internet is easy. And so everybody like that liked that stuff can now talk to each other. So we were just like, we went through the dark ages.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, that's just how it was. But now it's popular, and fucking Megan Thee Stallion is cosplaying as fucking Gojo and stuff. Like everybody like it's very popular now.
There's an anime, if you liked the Power Rangers, there is an anime of the Power Rangers being the bad guys.
Yeah, there's an anime that's out right now called like Go Go Loser Rangers. and it's just like the Power Rangers, but they either suck or they're bad guys. I don't know what it is. I haven't watched it yet. What? Yeah, there's a lot of like Power Rangers anime. I highly recommend like fucking. I mean Gundam. I mean that's where all this shit comes from. Power Rangers is pretty much just anime, like all the Sentai, the Super Sentai shows. They're pretty much just live action anime. But yeah, there's a lot of stuff like Gundam. I would highly recommend. Maybe Gundam Wing, Gundam Thunderbolt is very
Yeah, a lot of
short. It's
people
really
like
fucking
mech
thick.
stuff. I personally don't
Yeah,
like mech stuff that
I
much.
love mech stuff,
I don't
dude. Give
mind
me
if
some
it's
toys.
like ingrained in the show. Like I love Gurren Lagann and like Code
Yeah,
Geass.
yeah. I feel like Gurren Lagann is very good, but I don't think that's a starter anime at
That's definitely
all.
not a start anime. No, no,
I
no,
don't
no
think
way.
that's one
They're
off
gonna
the
be
top of my
like, all
head.
right. They're gonna be like, all right. Why is red-haired babe 16? Like, what the fuck?
No, she's not even 16. She's 14, dude. I was like,
Oh,
what
that's
the
right,
fuck?
because Simon was
It's
16.
yeah, it's so bad. I was just like, why? Y'all didn't need to do that.
He hasn't been exposed to the anti-aging of anime.
Yeah. I knew about Psycho Rangers and the Rangers in Space series. Other than that, only Evil Rangers like Green Rangers. Yeah, I
Evangelion
would say no.
is not a
Evangelion is
starter.
not a starter anime.
It's
Not at
good.
all.
I've actually never seen Evangelion.
Really, you should
Yeah.
watch it, and we should do like we should both watch because I'm sure both of us have like classic like 10 out of 10 amazing shows that we just haven't seen, and we should watch some of these classics and then come from our future perspective and be like, okay, what did you think of the show and do reviews.
Ellen lied. Ellen DeGeneres.
Ellen DeGeneres lied. She lied about having a good show that people like working on. But yes, Elfin Light is also not one that I would recommend a newbie
There would
at
be
all.
so much to like unpack in the first episode. We'd be
Oh
like, all right,
boy,
now that we've
oh
gone through
boy.
5 seconds, let me explain to you all the rules.
Yeah, this is why she meowing and stuff. Like what the fuck?
Trust me, there's a reason that her naked body just decapitated that guy.
Oh Lord. But yeah, there's some anime that I wouldn't. It was one of my first animes. What? That's fucking brutal.
I feel like Deuces is a special case. Hers was like all or nothing. She would only get to see one every so often. And it was probably like in secret. So she was probably at a friend's house.
You got a secret formula. Got a little bit of elf.
Dude, I'm looking through my list of anime to see if there was any good like straight up martial arts ones. I do not watch any fucking straight up martial arts. Lots of them have people that fight using martial arts, but none of them are specifically about martial arts.
I love martial arts. I just can't think of anything off the top of my head. I'm gonna go through the whole list real quick.
Well, there's Hajime no Ippo, which is boxing,
But that's boxing, which is
that
awesome.
is a martial art.
I love Hajime no Ippo. I would highly recommend that. Cowboy Bebop has a lot of martial arts in it because Spike is like fucking sick. Like he fights very well.
I don't know, but that show's kind of boring.
Oh my. Let's see. We already talked about Hellsing and Vampire Hunter D, which is very good. Samurai Champloo, but that's more like, I guess Samurai is kind of a martial arts.
Yeah, I kind of skipped over Samurai because
yeah, it's kind of hard.
A little different.
A wee bit different. A wee bit.
There are martial arts ones. Apparently, we just don't watch a lot of them.
I mean, we do. I just fucking can't think of none. Off the top of my cranium. Naruto has a lot of cool ass fight scenes. I don't know. I can't think of one off the top of my cranium.
Yeah, I went through my whole list. There's like none. There's a bunch that I watched that just have them using some type of martial art, but not so much like they are martial artists.
Yeah.
Shiguri?
Dude, most of these damn lists are terrible. I was looking at lists and stuff like that to get ideas for like the podcast or like that. And these lists like for website or anime website or basic bitch ass. Oh, Airmaster. I didn't really like Airmaster too much, but it is a martial arts anime and it's really good. It's solid. It's about a big woman. It's just like the main character. She's tall in Japan. Like she's just tall and she has like a really cool fight style, where she like jumps around. I wouldn't consider Air Gear a martial arts anime. What the hell?
Yeah, your internet just started shitting itself right there for a second.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on, dude. I think it might be Norman.
Oh, it might have been. It was raining here a bit, and I think I just caught the edge of it. So That would make sense.
Yeah, I'm looking at stuff. It's really
What if I just type
crazy.
in martial art?
That's what I'm doing. Demon Slayer shit, Street Fighter. Try to movies are
I
shit.
mean, technically,
Yeah,
Street
my
Fighter is.
everything is Fist of the North
I mean,
Star. That's a little
the
wild.
one that is like the most just straight up martial arts is Kenichi, the world's strongest disciple.
Yeah, and that's his whole thing. A lot of the ones that I
It's just a little
would
long.
recommend is like manga. Like most of the martial arts stuff is in manga form or
Yeah.
manhwa.
Yeah, if you want to read some manga, man, I got lists.
Yeah, I got a
They
list of
just don't
martial arts
make it
stuff there.
to anime. Apparently, I didn't even
For whatever reason,
realize.
there was that MMA like manga I was reading that was really good. But yeah, I
Holy
recommend Fist of the North
Land.
Star. Holy
You start reading that yet?
no,
Come on,
I
man.
haven't had any time. I will.
Come on,
Oh,
man.
you
You'll
sent it
love
to
it
me.
so much. Remember
I'm
Flicker
putting it on a list.
Jabs.
I've been dude, yeah, that is true. Again, I love Flicker Jab from Hajime Ippo. But yeah, I've been reading fucking Tokyo Ghoul, man. I'm so far into like the second part, so I'm like trying to finish it. No, it's my internet shit in the bed, and I don't know why. I'm looking at me like dropping frames and stuff. It should be fine right
It's
now.
probably
It's a
dropping
stream
out
together.
from stream together.
What the fuck? That's awesome.